Hello and welcome everyone, I hope you're all doing very well today. For those who don't know me, my name's Logic and I do a bunch of multiplayer content here on the channel. So we're going to be kicking off today with Extreme Strategy, who does have a YouTube channel, so do go check them out. I believe they're going to be brand new here to the scene, so do go share some love. And then we are going to be having Midnight Sun, who is a DBD applicant, I believe, which should be pretty awesome. So yeah, we are going to be having a showdown. I believe Sunesh was banned here for Extreme Strategy banned Sunesh for Midnight Sun, and then Midnight Sun banned Zinc. Yes, that appears to have ruined his plans. Right. Let's have a little bit. Let's have a little look. So, welcome, Surge. Surge. Oh, I love the name, Surge. How we doing, Surge? How we doing, well, my friend? So we are going to be kicking it off here. Crossing of the Sea Claws is going to be the. It's going to be the map today. We're going to do some domination. Going to have some fun with some domination, and yeah, have a good time. Have a good time. Sadly, today don't have too long to be streaming, but you know, nonetheless, let's just make sure we've got those little unit caps on. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure that we have a full understanding of the rules. Just send it here. Rules for today. Max 1 Iron Blaster. Max 2 Gorges. No Prenumble Pendulum. No Prenumble Pendulum. Just gonna say no Shadows Pendulum. No Shadows Pendulum. What else are we saying no to today? 1 Max Iron Blaster, 2 Max Gorges. I'm gonna say 4 Max total Bear Sleds. And then 5 max single entities. Single entity monsters. Yeah, you can get quite a few single entity monsters in this actually, yeah. So that's the rules for today. I'll copy that and send that across to everybody else that's playing. Awesome. So I'm ready to go. Can you still join? Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, so join up on the Discord. Let me holler you guys a little link there. Get you guys going with that. So invite people. That's going to be to that specific section. Let me send you an invite directly to the King of the Hill. Yeah, so if you guys join the server, there's going to be quite a few things for you guys to get involved with. Let's make that no limit. You can see it down below, but I'll generate you a link anyway. Let's get that going, and then boom, here we go. So that should be a link there for you guys to join up on, and yeah, come get involved if you want to. I am limited on the amount of time that I can do some casting for, sadly, but you know, still nonetheless, I'll try and do as much casting as I possibly can. Cool, awesome. Alrighty. Right, let's change all this around so that we have some stuff. Alrighty, let's see if we got some of the get the names correctly. So we've got Extreme Strategy on the left side. Yeah, Extreme Strategy. Let's see if we get that to fit in correctly. It's going to be a little bit on the small side, but it, you know, it is what it is. There's not too much I can do about that. There we go. By the power of the computer gods, I can fit you in. And then we have Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun, awesome stuff. Try and see if I can fit the bad boy in. Oh, nearly. That should be pretty good. There we go. Midnight Sun is in. Fantastic stuff. Awesome, we're ready to go. So welcome everybody, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. My name's Logic, and yeah, I do a bunch of multiplayer stuff. So they're both going to be ready. So it's going to be Ogre Kingdoms against Slaanesh. Ooh, seductive. Do feel free to say hey if you're on the side there. Just say hey, I'm here today, and then you know, hopefully I can see you guys are all doing pretty well. It'd be quite nice to see what you've all been up to. Let's kick it off. Let's get it ready. So I'm starting the first game here. It's going to be an interesting one. So Slaanesh against the Ogre Kingdoms. Wu-Tang Clan! Yes, if you guys can't see, we're representing the Wu-Tang Clan. Got this today. Got a bunch of other things as well, which is really cool. So I went in today into my local, I don't know what you call it, local shopping area. And I bought myself a couple of books, which is really, really cool. So I bought this one, which is the Chronicles of Mimas Darkblade. It's going to be Volume 1. So Mimas Darkblade is going to be something cool I'm going to read as well. Really, really looking forward to that one. And then I also got myself the Elves Chronicles. That's going to be the Omnibus. So this is going to strictly go over the Defenders of Ulthuan. So we'll be looking at Teclis, Tyrion. It'll also be the Dragon Prince, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, Tyrion, Teclis. And it looks like, yeah, there's quite a few others. It talks about quite a lot, actually. Yeah, so it should be pretty cool. I'm looking really, really forward to reading some of these books. I got them at my local Warhammer shop, would you believe it? And, you know, they're actually doing quite well here over in the United Kingdom. And yeah, it's pretty fun, it's pretty fun. Hey, Parkmap, how we doing, my friend? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. Welcome to the live stream. And I can't wait to see you play later, bro. You're an absolute monster in Warhammer 2. I can't wait to see. But we are going to have the big giant here, ready at the front. Yeah, the big boy. I love the fact he's got a couple of arrows coming out of him. Yeah, look at those knuckles. He's been doing some bare knuckle boxing for sure. This bad boy is actually a bit of a menace. He's pretty damn strong indeed. So for Midnight Sun, we are going to have the Man-Eater Ogre Pistols, 2 units, backed up by the Man-Eater, or the Noblars, sorry, Man-Eater's backed up by Noblars. So pretty good. Ogre Balls, the dual weapons for the anti-infantry, and then double Saber Tusk packs. Saber Tusks will do well. Also, we are going to have the Armor-Piercing Chaos Furies of Slaanesh, backed up here by the Hellflyers. Damn, these bad ladies, anti-infantry, armor-piercing, poison, and magic damage. And I believe they do actually have the Soul Scent ability, which gives armor-piercing and melee attack increase, which is quite nice. And we are going to have the Herald of Slaanesh of Shadows. So the Shadows magic here will be with Enfeebling Foam, the Pit of Shades, the Portal Glyph, and then the Locus of Grace. Quite nice. Smoke and Mirrors, don't really think you need it too much for Slaanesh. We're also going to have the Soul Siphon. So Demonettes of Slaanesh, 2 units, make that 3 units going forward. The fast ladies indeed, they know how to traverse on foot, they're pretty damn quick. In the back here, Furies, yeah, they're going to be getting shot upon. We do actually have the big pistols, they're going to be getting those pistols going quite nicely. Let's have a look at these pistols. They look like the old-fashioned shotguns, what do you call them, the Thunderblasts? No, what are they called? You know what I'm talking about, Ducky, it's the one from Call of Duty, the one, the one-shot shotguns. What do you call them, man? The one you have to really stick the gunpowder down the bottom of. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, you can. That's what they look like. We are going to be having the Chaos Furies here. They're going to be getting. Yeah, they're going to be taking down the sides here. The Saber Tusks are no joke. 70 weapon strength. 25 of that being armor piercing is brutal to deal with. That's for sure. Now we definitely can't contest in the middle, but we can go onto the outer rims and we can get onto domination point 1 and point 3 here as Slaanesh do quite nice, good work. So charging downtown, we are going to have the big tusks charging forward. And yeah, look at them thumping up against the ladies. They do count as large entities. Not too sure of the mass actually. Mass 450, not particularly great, but you know, they're going to be pretty good indeed. They'll be ripping apart all the ladies in the middle, and you know, they do have great weapon stats for sure. But of course, all of the Slaanesh forces do have devastating flankers, so they really want to get in behind, or at least on the sides of most of these units. So they're going to be fighting them quite nicely here. The Ogre Ball dual weapons ready to go. They're good anti-infantry butchers. They're coming one with the blade, one with the nice big club. Look at that. He's going to be stamping and doing all the good things. And we are going to get a Pit of Shades. So Pit of Shades, not too great up against large entity monsters. You know, for example, such as Ogre Balls. Not going to do too great up against Saber Tusks, but they will tear apart some of these Noblars in the middle. So Noblars are on the point. And Ogres are just so powerful. The fact that you have all this cheap infantry that when supplemented alongside the Ogre Balls is really powerful. Because it really dissipates the damage here for the smaller unit sizes of the monstrous infantry, for sure. So Domination Point 3 is going to be open. We are moving in here with the Exalted Demonettes of Slaanesh. So the biggest and the baddest of all the ladies. They should be having, yes, there we go, Charmed ability, -8 leadership, melee attack, sorry, with Soul Scent on top of that. So, yeah, these ladies can butcher very hard indeed. So, looking at the damage values, we can see 2,000 here for the Oaken Kingdoms up against 1.5k for Extreme Strategy. We are going to be fighting for Domination Point 1, not too well going into the favour here of Slaanesh. Ogre Kingdoms are going to be dominating on this point. We do actually have the double Noblar Trappers. They're going to be throwing, I believe they have like throwing knives, right? I believe it's like throwing knives. Yeah, they have throwing knives. They're just going to be yeeting across the battlefield, and they'll hit quite a few units and do a lot of damage here, actually. So we charge in with the Heartseekers of Slaanesh, the biggest and baddest cavalry at 1.4k. They also have Soul Scent as well. Brilliant stats, and they can fight in combat and, you know, really get some nice bonuses. But for, you know, 1.4k with no armor up against Ogre Balls, that have some ginormous, and I mean ginormous weapon strength. They just get absolutely butchered. So the middle's been captured. Point 1 has been captured by Slaanesh, and then also point 3. Now, what is the problem with this? Well, nothing so far. It was looking pretty dire in the beginning. It looks like damage values here are going to be relatively even. If it was massively ahead here for Midnight Sun, we would be a little bit worried here at Slaanesh. But it's going to be pretty even. We have good map control. We have cavalry around the sides. We have Demonettes that could certainly get around the back here and start causing some good butchery for sure. You've got to be careful though. You've got to keep your damage profile up if you are going to be double capping over your opponent. I'd say so far you've got to be careful. You're going to be, you know, 20% behind your opponent on the damage value on the battlefield. Plus, you're also going to be getting extra tickets, which means they will be getting a supply bonus. So you do have to be very mindful of your position on the battlefield. So the Spawn of Slaanesh will charge forward. These bad boys, 160 weapon strength. They do have Devastating Flanker. Apart from that, there's not really too much special about them. You know, but these things hit from behind against any infantry that are lightly armoured. Oh, let me tell you, they rip them to shreds. So on the left-hand side, we see some Hellflyers, not particularly doing too much so far. A bit of a risky pick, I think. Probably not even really that much of a smart one. The only thing they're going to do too much against is Noblars. Everything else is going to have too much mass for them to push through. They're not really going to do too much damage, but they can delete Noblars, which sometimes is quite decent. In the middle, the Lord Choice is getting dumpstered on. You know, we could maybe do with an Enfeebling Foe here on the Ogre Ball dual weapons. Just give her a chance to get out of there, perhaps. She's going to get trapped and just thumped with 90 weapon strength all around. Luckily, she does count as large, and that anti-infantry would certainly do some good work. So in the back here, we are going to get another Pit of Shades. That's going to be yet again on the Man-Eater Ogre Pistol. As you can see, it's not really doing too much damage because the Monstrous Infantry just negate a lot of that incoming damage. They're way too healthy to be getting affected by a spell such as that. Saber Tusks, 16 models, probably want to take those off the battlefield at this moment. In the middle, the Lord Choice is actually going to be the Giant. I didn't even think about that, but that is going to be the Lord Choice, which is low-key kind of hilarious. The big bad boy is just going to be observing his club here in the middle. It's not really too much for him to do, but it looks like here the Ogre Kingdoms, they're going to be rotating around, and here's the scary thing. 5,800 damage value, 5.9 now against 4,100. This is where the double ticket cap is now going to start paying dividends. As you can see, not only are they going to be ahead on the damage dealt, but now they're also going to be getting more tickets to get more units on the battlefield. Now, it's not too much at this moment, so it's not too bad, but at the moment, you know, we can get 1 or 2 tickets here, a little bit extra, plus we've also got more on the battlefield. So, you know. Quack to you, I am, thanks, I hope you are as well. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I think it was on my end. Oh, Blunderbuss, that's the one. Yes, that's the one, Ducky. Yeah, you're on it, you're the one. Hey, Nice Mark, how we doing? How we doing? Cavalorn, I'm on the server now. I'll be down if there's a free spot later on. Yeah, no worries, dude, yeah. I don't have super long, but I will try and get done as much as I possibly can. So we are going to get the Summon of the Demonettes. So we should be having a hero. There we go. We do have the Cultist of Slaanesh in the middle. She's going to be using Slippery, Deadly Onslaught, and the Pendant of Slaanesh. Look at those buffs coming out of her. That is ginormous. So 117 speed, 80 melee attack, 79 melee defense, 500 anti-infantry weapon strength, 72 charge bonus, but she will cost in the region of about 1.3k, something like that. Yeah, the pendant, all of this is fantastic amount of buffs, plus the Gate of Slaanesh for the Demonette summon. I believe, yeah, the Lord Choice has fallen here for the side of Slaanesh as well. So you've got to be careful, especially all those Demonettes units now will be certainly crumbling at a sooner time. So Exalted Demonettes, they need to get into the middle, they need to start fighting here. Reason being, if they want to control Domination Point 3, they've got Vanguard, they're going to be quicker than Ogre Kingdoms, they can get back on and do all the good butchery. However, for the most part, 8,800 damage dealt up against 5,100 for Slaanesh. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. You need something to shut down these Man-Eater Ogre pistols, and then you need to, maybe get some cycle charging with some of the anti-large cavalry that, can inflict poison. But you can see you're running away here, and these pistols, they can fire what's moving. They're going to shoot, they're going to scoot, and they're going to take down this big character nice and quickly. Sweet Sorrow is going to give her increased speed, I believe. That is going to be the triple effect of Slaanesh. That's going to be the top end. So that's quite a bit of an investment there just for one hero choice to get out of there. Moving in the middle, the Demonettes are going to charge through. Maybe the Exalted Demonettes have much 1.2k out there on the side, not doing too much. These Exalted Demonettes do need to shut down, although the Man-Eater Ogre pistols have no ammo left here, so perhaps it's not all that viable, not too sure here, but they can fight in combat. Yeah, nice big backhand there from the pistol to the face there as he whips one of the seductive Slaanesh back to the ground. It's going to be a hit, a shoot at close range, you name it, and this is going to be all sorts of dumpstery in the middle. And then comes the big club. The Giant's going to do all the nice work here, and we see some of these throwing knives coming over the top and getting into the backside here. Actually, quite a lot of the Man-Eater Ogres are going to take a lot of those throwing knives from those sneaky Noblar trappers. In the middle of the cultist, she's going to be using Slippery, giving her, I think, speed and melee defense. She's going to be charging now. She could deal with the Giant. If we do use the Pendant, I don't know if it's multi-use, the Pendant. It might be, it might not be. Let's have a little look. The Pendant recharges in melee combat, so we should see it back soon. The Tormentor Blade could be quite nice there. If we could pop that on the Giant, perhaps, we could certainly nerf a lot of its melee attack, which it pretty much just predominantly is melee attack and weapon strength. If we could nerf that, we could certainly nerf the DPS output from the big boy. 12,000 damage dealt up against 5,600. Unfortunately here for now, Ogre Kingdoms are going to be well and truly running away with this. Yeah, I think, the double cap in the beginning, I think we were sort of keeping up with it, but as it's gone on, it's unfortunately fallen apart. Terrifying there thanks to the big Giant. Yeah, so it's going to be 2.2k up against 2.6. I think here for the Slaanesh, keep your units back, build up a force, and then see if we get a nice late game push. Might be possible, not too sure. It's going to be really tough here to try and get back into this. Let's have a look here. The Exalted Demonettes, they're going to be fighting. They are going to give -8 melee attack to the Saber Tusks, thanks to Charmed. That's going to bring them down to 31, which is quite interesting. I didn't really know if you could charm a Saber Tusk, but apparently you can. The big beasts are going to get charmed quite nicely down to 31 melee attack. Well, they will struggle, even though they've got massive weapon strength. They'll struggle to output that just due to the Exalted Demonettes reducing the melee attack. They do have 44 melee defense, which is not too bad either. For the most part, though, I think these Saber Tusks are going to be getting some pretty nice value. In the middle, we have some Man-Eater great weapons. So it's going to have the anti-large variant here with those big hammers. These boys know how to crump things that are large and in charge. Ogre Balls, dual weapons on the point with double Noblars. Made that triple Noblars. Man-Eater Ogre pistols that have run out of ammo, so I'll probably actually de-summon those. Don't really need those at the moment. Get the money back. Allow them to regen there very quickly in the pool, and then bring them back to the battlefield. So we do have the Slaanesh hero in the back. We actually have in the middle here some Demonettes of Slaanesh butchering the Noblars. And it looks like we are going to get Dismember here on top of the Exalted. Perhaps we want to recharge here with the other units of the Saber Tusks. Want to get those round the corner and just recharging up against the Exalted Demonettes. Now we're at the point here where we are going to be getting quite a lot of tickets for Midnight. He's going to be at 3.5 up against 2,700. So now we will be getting a ticket advantage here for Slaanesh. Let's have a look here. So ticket advantage, losing conversation is just going to be 1 at the moment. That will go up. I think it's 750, you're going to go to about 1,000, you get 2. And I think it's every 250 extra points you're behind, you get an extra ticket. So, give it some time, and, damage on the battlefield, we should be able to get back in. Spawners Slaanesh, they're going to rotate over to the left-hand side. We have some Chaos Furies here, going to be fighting up against the Ogre Bulls. Now, the thing about the Chaos Furies, they pay for a lot of armor piercing, so it's not going to be too useful against units that really don't pay much for armor. They pay a lot for those anti-infantry, high weapon strats with charge bonuses, and they have quite a few other abilities as well when it comes to the Ogre Charge and Fear. You're going to be paying for these elements rather than actually armor. So having the armor piercing Demonettes or armor piercing Slaanesh heroes it's not too worthy. You definitely want to be bringing in some spearmen, or some marauder spearmen would be quite nice. Some anti-infantry marauders, so we can deal with these noblars on the point. In the back, so we are going to have some lead belchers. That's going to be just 200 range of pure armor piercing. The hand cannons, you know, certainly do the work, that's for sure. As you can see, we are going to rotate to the left-hand side with Slaanesh, but it's pretty easy to rotate here as the Ogre Kingdoms. They completely dominated this right-hand side. We're going to see Noblars. And the thing is, don't hold on the point here. Actually get these units coming forward. So what you can do, if we get a nice little line here, we can push forward a little bit. And then what we can do is we can hold off a line like so. So then even if you do break these lines, they have to make up this distance whilst you can make up that distance as well. So you can sort of meet them on the point. It sort of gives you a buffer with longer to fight on the point. You know, it just gives you that longer time to, you know, get supplies back on the line. So the hero here, fighting up against the Noblars. We are going to get the Demonettes in there, but we really need to get on the domination points. We need to help maintain this, otherwise it's going to be looking pretty bleak. Yeah, the smaller Slaanesh are going to do, you know, they're going to try and hold the best they can. They are, of course, unbreakable, but, you know, they will go down. They've only got 10 armor, so 70 weapon strength on the Saber Tusks will just do the absolute business here. They will do the business for sure. So I'm pretty much going to call that a GG's well played here. I think it was, you know, a valiant effort. I think the Seeker Chariots, yet again, that's a bold strategy. There's not a lot for these things to, you know, really delve into here from the Ogre roster. It's almost entirely large, and, you know, Chariots are meant to deal with infantry units, so yeah, I think, you know, maybe return back to the drawing board there for that unit and, you know, rethink its actual purpose on the battlefield. I don't think it's going to help too much here for the most part. So Ogre Balls, they're going to be fighting up against the Demonettes of Slaanesh. With Demonettes, you know, they pay for a lot of armor piercing, magic damage, physical resistance, which you don't have much magic damage on the Ogre roster, but you need that armor piercing is the question. I think perhaps not. I think perhaps not. Trust me, you can charm a Saber Tusk. I love it. Oh, let's go. Didn't know there was a tournament going on today. Hey, Atlas, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. It was a little bit of a late arrangement, but yeah, I'm managing to get one in here before I shoot. I've got football tonight. I've got soccer. Some people might call it. I call it football because I'm from the UK, but I've got football tonight. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So yeah, GG's well played. GG's well played. Ah, we might be blessed by a duck. Alright, so thank you very much to Extreme Strategy, obviously another YouTuber, so do go check them out. Type Extreme Strategy in the YouTube bar above, and I'm sure you'll find them. I believe they're going to be brand new here. So I believe, so past this one to review, we are going to get met here by an almighty duck. I've been playing against this gentleman for quite a while, and you know, he's a housemate of mine, and yeah, particularly, he's a bit of an interesting bloke, but apparently he's going to be playing. Did you say soccer? Yeah, well, listen, some people call it soccer. It's really cool. Hey, CJ, how we doing? GG will play to Extreme. Yeah, he gave it a valiant effort there. And there we go. We have been dawned on by a rubber duck of war. He's going to be joining us here. Spoke to him just a moment ago, actually, and yes, he's going to be joining us here for a couple of games, which should be quite cool. Fantabby-dozy. Right, so midnight. Blind ban for duck. Yeah, so you cannot play ogres again. FYI. Rules for today for Ducky. Let's get those in. Cool. Cool. You can't. Yeah, you got a corn ban for you. Yeah. So when you guys are banning, like I understand, like you said, like Zinc, like I ban Zinc, pick corn. Wait to hear what your opponent bans first. So Zinc ban there. Zinc ban for the Duckmeister. Sweet. Cool. Awesome. Christopher, how are we? Nah, the Plague Fathers faction is the best right now. Sadly, I think the Plague Father is, yeah, definitely at the bottom of the list. Do you think Ogres is the best faction right now? Yes, I think it is. Let's just pretend he didn't. Yeah, well, you know, I have to explain to some people what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I think Ogres is the best, and I think that's just going to be at all levels of the game. I do think they're extremely overtuned. Just from a couple of units like Gorgers, Iron Blasters, when those are leveled out in the multiplayer community, which I have today. For example, I'll put the rules here so you guys can see them. The rules are like so. So the rules today: 1 max Iron Blaster, 2 max Gorgers, no Shadow Pendulum, 4 max Total Sleds, and 5 max Single Entity Monsters. All right, we've got a Khorne versus Kislev. Oh, very, very interesting. We've got blood for the blood god, or should we say bread for the bread god? Or bread for the duck god, I should actually say. Bread for the duck god. And, yeah, it should be pretty good. Yeah, so they're going to be the rough rules today. Yeah, thank you very much to Extreme Strategy yet again. That is going to be a Dubsky here coming for the Midnight Sun. And then we'll be having this one here going to Rubber Ducky. Put a big A there in front. A Rubber Ducky. There we go. So Rubber Ducky is going to be Rubber Ready. Right, there he is. He's in. So Mantis of Morning is going to be the next map. Let's do this. So yeah, just to let you guys know, by the way, if you are enjoying today, just to let you know, of course, you know, I'm looking to, you know, hopefully try and grow and, you know, keep growing here with the YouTube channel, as so many of you guys have been, like, really supporting me recently, so thank you so much for all of that amazingness. If you are enjoying today, do feel free to smash that like button, but then also, do feel free to subscribe if you haven't. I do Warhammer content daily here on the channel. I'm going to be putting out a poll tonight that's going to be looking at whether I should be doing... you know, you guys looking for more domination games, land battle games, more live streams, campaign stuff from me. You liking like my small 60-second logic videos where I go like over spells. I've got a bunch of other things to do as well. I'm actually having a meeting with CA tomorrow to discuss some of the videos I'm going to be doing on the channel that are going to be helping you guys out, like they're talking about melee stats, talking about armor, what does it all mean, how does it all work for you, and you know, maybe helping you understand and maybe a little bit more about the game, so you guys can, you know, look at it and go, this has got 100 armor, what does that really mean? Is that good? Is that not good? What does that actually mean here in the game? And you know, I can put these things on there, you know, little 1-minute videos. You can go, oh cool, learn about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, when you guys have got time just to, you know, learn a little bit about the game. When do the regiments of renown come out for Warhammer 3 factions? We don't know yet. We don't know. I don't know. But one thing I wanted, which I might ask tomorrow, is, you know, it would be quite nice to maybe get a small regiments of renown pack before we see the Warhammer 3 factions, because the issue on the multiplayer side of things is that every other faction is going to be widely widely larger compared to all the other factions we have. That is a fantastic pick. Look at the boya. Let's go, my boy. So also, just so you guys, might have missed in the beginning, I bought some books today. So I bought the Malice Darkblade books. So I bought the Chronicles of Malice Darkblade Volume 1. I went into town today and I bought that one because Malice Darkblade was an absolute chad. So I went into the Warhammer shop in my local town, and they only had 2 Old World faction books. First one was that one, and then the second one, the dwarf in me kind of hurt when I bought this one. But I did buy the Elf Chronicles, the Omnibus, which is going to be talking about Tyrion, Teclis, Eltharion. I believe it has the Dragon Prince in there. It's going to be 3 big books all put together. So I'm going to be reading some nice stuff. They didn't have any Gotrek and Felix or anything like that. I did see some Gotrek books, but they were Age of Sigmar. So sadly, I wasn't able to find too much of that, but yeah, if you guys got any cool books that you want to recommend to me, do let me know. I'm trying to read as much as I possibly can, and try and get as much going. Also, I hope you guys appreciate the Wu-Tang jumper. I've got that today as well. It's quite cool. Quite like it. More Elden Ring. Oh, I would play Elden Ring. If you guys want me to play Elden Ring, I'll give it a go. It's not a particular game I've sort of played before. But I'd be definitely happy to. Like, my entire career was FPS, like a competitive FPS player. Like, stuff like this was like, after a year and a bit ago, I'd never done before. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty interesting. Alright, so double Vanguard from the Midnight Sun in the front. This is going to be the great weapon. So, bucketloads of armor piercing coming forward. The elite of the elite. These boys are ready to chew all sorts of armored targets. The boya on foot as well. The big boy is going to have the heroic resilience, which is going to be quite nice, alongside the Blood of the Motherland. We're also going to be having the Axe of Tor, and then Stand Your Ground. In behind, we are going to have the Kossar Spears, backed up by Armoured Kossar Great Weapons. Over here on the right, more Great Weapons of the Kossars, and more Kossar Spears. So we're going to go for a 0.2, 0.1 capture here for Midnight Sun. Ducky is going to be coming with Scarbrand. The man, the myth, the legend. He's going to be coming with just about everything. The Rage Embodied, the Wrathful Reaper, the Bellow of Endless Fury, Slaughter and Carnage, and Fueled by Rage as the man looks to decimate. We are going to have the Chaos Furies in the sky, and then we are going to have double halberds plus some Bloodletters of Khorne. The great weapons here are going to be having the spell and physical resistance, anti-infantry armor piercing. They do the good butchery, that's for sure. On foot, we are going to have the Chadicus himself. He's looking a little bit like my boy. We are going to have, what's that, Frenzy and the Gate of Khorne. Whenever I see this Berserker, it reminds me of Last Kingdom. Reminds me of Last Kingdom whenever I see this boy. Coming back for Bedamber. Coming to charge onto the middle domination point here, I think. Probably get forward with a bit of a summon to butcher some of these Zargard. By the way, do you think Zinc vs Ogres favours both broken factions? I don't think they're broken factions. I think Ogres has some rather extremely strong units, which makes them powerful. I think, you sort those units on a cost point of view, and I think, the factions are certainly more balanced, that's for sure. Yeah, and, see, I'm talking about changing some of the funds. If you guys saw the video I put out on YouTube about the 1.1 changes that are coming into the game, you'll be able to see quite a lot of stuff that's going to be coming forward. Oh, there's a lot of shots coming forward here for Scarbrand. He has got 90 armor. You do get a breath attack down the Zargard. That's lovely stuff there from Ducky. He sneaks out from behind, from the shadows. He comes out and just scorches a lot of the Zargard great weapons here in the middle. These bad boys, they lost 2 models, but they lost a good amount of HP. So 8,800 down to 7,250. Very nice. So we're just going to get the mass Kossar Spears coming forward. That's quite interesting. We see Fleshhounds on the side here. Bloodletters of Khorne. They're going to be skulking in the shadows. Just waiting here. Halberds are charging forward. 100 armor for them. Just regular arrows. Not going to do too much damage. We also have some of the Chaos Furies. They're going to be infantry sized. So the spear units aren't going to do too much. We charge forward here with Scarbrand. He's going to get straight through the lines. I don't know if he's too worried about the Snow Leopards. They can challenge him. Here we go. Big axe to the face there for the boya. We are going to use Rage Embodied here, making sure we keep the big Lord choice in. And he is just going to push him into the Kossar Spears. Stand your ground plus 24 melee defense is going to help here in the middle. That is going to give these nice Kossars good chance to fight up against the Chaos Furies. In the middle, so we are going to charge away with Scarbrand. He's had enough there, and now we're going to get the summon of the Bloodletters of Khorne. The gate has opened. The Chaos Realms are summoning the demons from within, and now they're going to fight here up against the infantry of the Kossars as they drag them through the mud, blood, and skulls for the throne of Khorne. So over here on the right hand side we do have a good infantry corps, the Armoured Kossar Great Weapons, backed up by some Kossar Spears. They're going to be dominating Capture Point 1. And also Ducky here, he's going to be pretty happy with that. Over the left, Domination Point 3 is going to be open. Ducky can collect that whenever he pleases. Domination Point 2 is going to be open. Damage values is going to be on the advantage here for Duck. He's going to be reaching 3,000 up against Midnight Sun here. He's going to be having about 2,200. Kossars in the middle, they're going to be fighting up against the Fleshhounds. The Snow Leopards here fighting alongside the Boyar, with also some of the heavy armor piercing behind from the Bloodletters. We do actually break down one of the Snow Leopards. The Snow Leopards needed to fight together up against Scarbrand. That amount of damage output is really, really strong. 460 weapon strength for the Courtiers of Khorne. He'd probably be strong enough here to maybe take on the Boyar. The Boyar could do also some good damage in return, but it'd be a pretty even fight, that's for sure. So it looks like here the Furies do the damage, and they haven't taken much damage in return. They're now going to be able to push in the back here up against some more Kossars, and hopefully finish off the bad boys. 30 melee defense here, up against 44 melee attack with Frenzy here for the Furies of Khorne. Capturing Domination Point 3, we don't actually have to quite capture it yet. It's quite heavily in the green favour for Duck. We could charge out after capturing it, but yeah, the Armoured Kossars, it's going to be an interesting one. I think actually maybe get a bit of a J angle here. Try and see if we can you know, get around a lot of the incoming missiles, force them to have to rotate a little bit. We can get the doggers round and wrapping onto the flank here of the Kossar units. So something he's now going to retain. This is good stuff here for Midnight, realizing that Domination Point 1 is going to be captured. You could actually rotate this unit this way, have it facing like so they could, you know, sort of be ready to shoot any oncoming units from this point, and then they can just very quickly rotate and shoot some in the trees as well. You only need 1 point there, really. We're now going to come in the window for a bit of a sandwich. We have some of the Armoured Corsairs here. Doggos are going to charge into the line. They have pretty decent mass. I think the mass is going to be a little bit more there of Saber Tusks. Yes, they're going to come... Oh, no, exactly the same. 450 of the mass there, similar to Saber Tusks. They're going to fight up against the Armoured Corsairs, and yeah, they're going to get in. They have pretty good weapon strength. 65, 22 being armor piercing. Plus, they also have physical resistance, and there's not too much that does magic damage. I'm sure we might see an Ice Caster coming forward, and she'll probably have Frost Blades. That does give magic damage, AP, and then melee attack increases. So we have some Winged Lancers out here on the side, backed up by the Warbear Riders. Oh, the big bad boys indeed. Look at those booties as they scoot through the trees. I actually love to see it. Yeah, they're going to be getting around the corner here to Domination Point 3. Charge everyone here. Bloodletters will absolutely butcher the face off the Armoured Corsairs. They pay for a lot of armor, not too much there on the infantry stats. Doggo's in the middle. We do see some halberds charging over to the right, and Scarbrand is going to be joined by his loyal hero. We do have Uhtred there. That's the name I was thinking of. Uhtred. Yes, we have a little Uhtred charging forward. So we're going to be shooting to the backside of the Bloodletters. Some pretty good damage here from the Corsairs. Only 30 armor here for the forces of the Bloodletters. In the middle, we see some Dervishers. Now, they do have a Vanguard deployment, so we could see those, you know, perhaps getting a little bit more forward. So in the middle, we're actually going to see some more Corsairs. They probably should charge into the front and allow these ones to get around the side and shoot them from the flanks. Because otherwise there's going to be some big butchery. And now we're actually going to be leading the Bloodletters to fight 2 against 1 as they get trapped in their own units. They're going to turn and fight now. This is a particular advantage here that Ducky's going to really capitalize on. And unfortunately that could be a game-making mistake here. Unfortunately from Midnight. In the middle, the halberds are going to charge also onto the point. Domination Point 2 is World Catcher. We have more halberds coming into the middle. Haven't seen any bear sleds. Bear sleds can certainly dominate over here on the right side. They've got a lot of room to work with. They can cycle charge all over the front. Winged Lancers here are going to be standing a little bit still for my liking. This is where, you know, for example, Winged Lancers and the Griffin Legion, some of my favourite cavalry in the game, but they need a lot of micro here. You know, they need a lot of attentiveness to them to keep them cycle charging, you know, in and out and in and out, and just using that charge bonus of 60 or 72 for the Griffin Legion as much as possible, really. Courtiers of Khorne and Scarbrand pretty happy here in the middle. They're going to be, you know, chums in paradise. We do have a Snow Leopard. We've got a couple of Snow Leopards forward. We could do some nice work. Where is the Lord choice, though, is the question. Is the Lord dead? I assume the Lord is dead. Yeah, Lord is dead, -10. In the back here, we have some Corsair Spears. We could shoot in the middle here. That could do some nice work up against the Bloodletters. Bloodletters are a very, very good anti-infantry, fast-paced unit for Khorne. I really, really like them. Of course, they are very susceptible to almost any damage in the game. Even though they have physical resistance, you know, magic damage is, you know, quite sparse in the game. There's quite a lot of it. We have examples. Well, actually, no, Snow Leopards don't, but I think there's still quite a few units in the game that do have magic damage. Surprised the Snow Leopards don't. I feel like they really should have magic damage, but maybe they don't. So Bloodletters and quite a few infantry units on the point. Domination point 3 is going to be a triple cap here for Ducky, and I'm not too sure what we can do here as the forces of Kislev. We think we need to get some units together. I don't think Corsair Spears are the way forward, especially when you've got so many heavily infantry units such as the Khorne Halberds in the middle. You need some units like Zargar Great Weapons to get onto the point and start butchering these forces down. So Corsair Spears are going to be in the middle on the left-hand side. They need to get on, maybe start shooting here up against the Bloodletters. Could we see some rotations? We are going to start dominating capture point 3. Ducky's taking a bucket load of tickets here though, and you're very quickly going to find yourself unable to react with the amount of time you have left. And they do win here. Now we've won. You almost need to rotate everything off the point. Keep the Winged Lancers, or just maybe a unit of the Armoured Corsairs on, and then move everything else off. Everything else now has to come fight for domination point 2. You just have to go, because you are seriously running out of time. Scarbrand, he's going to be fighting here up against Corsair Spears. Domination point 1 is well and truly captured here from Khorne. Khorne can actually just move some of the nice units, the Bloodletters, forward. Get these through the trees, start butchering the infantry units. What do we have here in the back? We have some Zargar Great Weapons. I like the summon. Could it be too late though? There's potential. 3,800 up against 1.3k. Ducky's still going to be well and truly holding on to 2 units. We can see some Halberds charging forward. The Great Weapon Minotaurs are on the battlefield. Probably want to get the double Snow Leopards across over here. War Bears. We also need some units to hold over here, though, is the problem. We don't have too much. Ducky could simply just rotate through here, and it's going to look pretty dire on point 3. So this is the problem with so many infantry units. These need to be desummoned immediately. Just allow them to recharge, get the points back, and something a little bit with a little bit more stay on the battlefield. In the middle, Great Weapons aren't going to come through. More armoured, these aren't armoured, these are just the spear variant. Yeah, there's a lot of range coming on, there's a lot of armour from Khorne. I think we're going to really struggle to recapture. Ducky's got a lot of good infantry on the battlefield that it's going to be very tough to take over for sure. I think dealing with this mass infantry, you certainly need sleds, and good staying power infantry like Zargard. I think without that, you're really going to suffer. We do have some Warbear Riders, but they can't fight Khorne Halberds. They will just lose. And even then, if they're fighting up against the Bloodletters of Khorne, they pay to be anti-large and armor-piercing. Bloodletters are neither. They're going to be small, anti-infantry, and have no armor. So yeah, I think it was there was certainly a tough fight sometimes for Kislev. Kislev for me as a faction is incredibly tough to master. There's so many different elements within the roster that you need to know when to bring, when not to bring, how many of them to bring. And I think, you know, opening with the Armoured Corsair Great Weapons is very, very good. You'd think they'd be ideal at dealing with Khorne infantry. That's not always quite the case. Sadly, they don't trade as efficiently as you'd like. Which, you know, it can be a bit of a problem. But here, Bloodletters of Khorne, yeah, they do very well. So 540 there for the Halberds, 460 as well. We got 280 there for the Cotters of Khorne, 2.5k for Scarbrand. We saw 480 and 630 there for the Chaos Furies. In the back, Bloodletters 700 and 500, 518 there for the Bloodletters of Khorne. Yeah, that's about it. So 450, 630 there for the Fleshhounds, 670 for the Chaos Furies of Khorne. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the Boyar saw 500 damage. I think it's a bold choice. I think I like Boris here on a bear. Boris on a bear is a good challenge for Scarbrand. He's definitely a good challenge. Him with the Patriarch is, yeah, pretty nice together. It's pretty nice together for sure. 820, 580 there for the Zargard Great Weapons. We saw 400 for the Armoured Corsairs, 740, 250, 500, 280, and then 270. And the thing is, even if you do get a good damage on the Corsair Spears, for me, they don't have enough staying power. They're not going to hold those points for you. The same with the Armored Corsairs or Corsair Great Weapons. And you also need some good mobility. So on the battlefield, we had double Warbear Riders that, you know, they would have done well against certain things. There's not too much you can see here in the roster that Ducky's brought that he could do well against. Even Monitors that do count as large, they have great weapons, so they would have fought back just as well. I think it's always nice to have one unit of Warbear Riders. I don't think you needed two. The Patriarch's nice. Patriarch's nice. He's got a good healing, good bonuses, like a melee attack, and then also Vigor, which is quite nice. Streltsy are a must pick for me. Streltsy are extremely good in this matchup. I definitely would have just gone mass Streltsy rather than mass Corsairs for me. 280 there for the Corsair Armored Corsairs, 770, 0, and then we saw 0 for the Dervishes. Yeah, so I think a little bit more cavalry, a little bit more stealthy. I really like the double Snow Leopards. If you had the double Snow Leopards alongside Boris, I think that could have been a really nice combination there for Midnight Sun. Boris beats Scarbrand 1-1. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Papa Nurgle is always the way. Good job, Kislev. Indeed. I knew I should have gone with Papa Pestilence. Oh, Surge, you're... oh, Surge, man, I didn't know that it was you. I didn't know Midnight. I didn't know you were Midnight. Oh, you should have told me. I don't have Boris. Oh, yeah. I mean, get Boris, man. Get Boris. He's very, very good. If you don't have Boris, always go with Rasputin. Rasputin's always very good. Yeah, Rasputin's very good indeed. All right, so on the ladder, let's have a look next. Who's going to be up? Where are we? King of the Hill. There we go. Alrighty, we have Mr. DBD Park Map. Okay, so DBD Park Map is going to be up next. Right, let's go to Park Map. Let's give him the invitation. Boom. There we go. Scarbrand can slap up Boris if Boris sticks and fights. I think it can be pretty even depending on what buffs you get, right? He does not with Scarbrand buffs, cycle charging. Yeah, it really depends how you apply the units, right? So if you've got... So Boris 1v1, just Boris against Scarbrand, Boris will lose, right? But Boris, if you have the buffs of Patriarchs and other infantry like Snow Leopards and stuff like that around him, he can do quite nicely. But you do, I think 1 versus 1, Boris will lose, even if he is an anti-large, armor-piercing sniper. He does need support. He needs healing. He needs the melee attack buffs. He does have stand your ground, and he does have some other good elements as well around him. But it's certainly a more even fight for sure. It's certainly a more even fight for sure. Yeah, I definitely recommend getting Boris, though, Serge. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. No, how can you expect me to face my brother? Yeah, Extreme. Me, Ducky, and Park Map are all part of a multiplayer clan called DBD, which is Death Before Dishonor. Park Map is a DBD player, so you know he's playing up against a brother. It's a civil war or a sparring session. How do we pick? So Park Map, both you and Ducky send me a blind ban, so Ducky can no longer play Khorne. So send me a blind ban that isn't Khorne. Cool. Yeah, so well, the way I do it, because I think this is quite a nice way, and I think it's really good for new players as well, is you send in a blind ban, and then you blindly pick afterwards. So it's a little bit like the way that... it's a little bit like the way that... Sort of the way that the quick battle system works, but you also get an extra blind ban. But you can't blind ban the same thing repeatedly. So if I ban you from ogres in round 1, well, I can't ban you from ogres in round 2, right? So... Let's go here with the Silver Spire. There's the next map. To become a tyrant, you should eat a tyrant. I love it. I love it. Can I be Khorne subfaction? No, you cannot. All right, cool. So, Ogre ban for Ducky, and it's going to be... Slanesh ban for you. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. So Ducky can't use corn or ogres. Park map, okay. I have some feeling there might be some trickery going on here. The dishonor. Yes! He sent Ducky a message being like, what would Uhtred do? Uhtred's a character from The Last Kingdom. If you guys haven't seen that, go watch it. It's absolutely insane. Alright, so it's going to be Kislev versus Nurgle. Oh, what a matchup. What a matchup. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, let's do this. Alright. Yeah, I saw you. Somebody said here that they joined. Sorry, I missed that. I did read it, but I missed who it was. Somebody said they joined. Cavalorn, you said you joined, but I can't see where you are on here. Yeah, Cavalorn, you said you joined the Discord, but I can't see you. Yeah, I don't see that you joined. Is Cavalorn still here? I don't see you on the Discord. I don't see you on the Discord, Cavalorn. So if you let me know what your name is in the Discord, I'll be able to sign you up for today's event. Right, so that is now going to change. Thank you very much to Midnight Sun. Thank you very much, or Surge. Thank you very much for playing, my friend. I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, you and I ought to have some games soon, because I think you're trying to join DVD, right? So you and I ought to get together and have some games. That'd be really fun for sure. Yeah, 100%. So we ought to have some games soon. We're now going to be having... The DBD bug map, the man, the myth, the legend. Made it into quite a few of my Battlemania finals, actually. Mr. Puck Map. He's a good player, for sure. So I've got pings here for some reason. Who pings me, and why does thou ping me? No, we are all good. We're all good. Oh, your name is Fabi. Right, okay. That's where I get lost. That's where I get a bit confused. Yes, Saujikara, wait around on the live stream, and I'll let you know when there's time for you to join in. So Fabi, I'm going to at you here. This is where you sign up. I've added you on the Discord. Apologies, I've added you on the Discord. So that's where you come to find. That's where you come to find the sign up. So I'll put you on there. So we'll have Fabi. Fabi. Then we have at. Ah, yeah, Kiara. I'm not gonna be able to find you on here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, because you got the stars in your name, I can never find you. Yeah, so for you guys, to make it easier for me, it's entirely up to you. It's always easier if you have like your YouTube name and your Discord, or you know, if you keep them all the same, it makes like content creators' life, oh my god, so much easier, so much easier. Yeah, we can then keep up with it, right? Cool. So Ducky's going to be having one. Park Map is going to be the challenger for the King of the Hill, and hopefully he can bring the tyrant down. What is this, friends? Yes, sir. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I just pinged you there. Yeah, I added you, Kiara. Yeah, I just added you to the old thing. Yeah, so I can't wait to read this, actually. So, for those that might be late, I bought the Malice Darkblade. I'm probably going to read this tonight. I'm really excited to read this. I really like Malice Darkblade as a character. I believe he was never going to be in the game for Warhammer, but he was brought into the game because of how much people liked him from the books. And he was such a favourite character from the books. They brought him into Warhammer 2, which is, like, really cool. Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, it's just super, super cool. Yeah. So it should be interesting to see what the book's all about. So I have the First Chronicle, Volume 1. So I believe there's 3 volumes in total, and I believe there was 9 books of Malice. So I'll read it, I'll let you guys know. And I think what I'll do on the channel is, on the Discord channel that is, I'll have a section that'll be like all the books that I've read. I've got a couple of books around. I'm reading one of the dwarf books at the moment. I'll let you know which one it is. And I'm going through the books, and I'll put them on the channel. I'll be like, hey, I had this book, I read it, this is what I thought of it. Like, I'll give you like a scale of 1 to 5. Like 5 being, yes, you absolutely must read this, and 1 being, if you get some time. You know what I mean? And then we can have like a book discussion section or something like that. Yeah. I'll change my name here. Name soon here too. Cavalon isn't my main user. All right, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, yeah. It's just pretty handy because then, like, you know, if you're on there, I know who you are, and if you're on here, you know, there's just a whole bunch of different names, and then, you know, at least I can go, like, over time, I'll learn who's who and who's what and who does what, where, and why. But if they're all the same all the time, it makes it like just so much easier for everybody. You know, especially if you're someone like Turin or Ducky, where you've got like, you know, 10,000 or 100,000. Subscribers and different people that, you know, or hundreds of people in your tournament. You know, it's just good, you know, over time that you get used to people with a certain name. Yeah, really, really does help. So Nurgle going up against Boris. We are going to see the Elemental Bear plus little Grom. We are going to have some cavalry and some regular Kossars with Boris Ursus. Love it. We are going to have the Herald of Nurgle. We're also here going to have a Soul Grinder, which should be pretty fun. Waiting for the old park map. One man, one dream, one meme. Good luck, park map. I love it. I love it. The Pineapple Conqueror is coming on. Mr. DBD Storm Runner, I believe you, my friend. You'll be next. You'll be next on my list of those that will be streamed. Have a looky look. Looky look here. I believe, my friend. Yes, you will be. After Mr. We've actually got a couple of DVD. We've had a lot of DVD guys today. So we had Ducky, we had Midnight Sun, Part Map, Stormrunner, Dragonborn. Got a lot of DVD guys here today, which is kind of cool. So we can see here, yeah, we are going to be having the Winged Lancers. Really, really cool units. Very micro-intensive, but super strong indeed. The big boy here looking after the cannon of Little Grom. Getting ready to fire on the infantry points. Kossars backed up here by Boris on his mount, which I always forget his name, but yeah, don't scrutinize me too much. Elemental Bear here in the front, he's looking absolutely gangster with his triple breath attack here. The Elemental Breath is ready to dawn on the Nurgle faces. For the Nurgleites, we are going to have Nurglings, Plague Bearers of Nurgle. We are going to have a Soul Grinder for the anti-infantry shots. 360 range makes this guy pretty devastating. He's a bit of a nuisance indeed. We are going to have a double cultist on foot with the Gate. That is it. Herald of Nurgle here in the middle, who's going to be... Is he on a Palanquin? Is he on foot? What's he doing here? Oh, he's just on foot. Pretty nice. He's going to be on foot. Not seen him on foot before. But the Children of Nurgle, as well as Arcane Conduit, the Fleshy Abundance, the Blight Boil, Stream of Corruption, and the Locus of Fecundity. Pretty good. So we are coming to the middle. Is this pick and ban system? Yes. Hey, Zypher, how are we? Welcome, my friend. An old legend of the channel here on today. How are we doing, my friend? Hope you're doing very well. Hope you're doing very well. Yeah, the pick and ban system works like so. You get 1 blind ban each. So let's say it's me against Ducky. Let's say I ban his ogres. He bans my Zinc. It's blind. We don't see it. They send it to me. I say, right, you've got this ban. You got this ban. Then they send in their pick with whatever they've got left. And once you've played a faction, you cannot replay that faction. So Ducky has already played Khorne, so he couldn't play Khorne again. And we had Ogre ban here from Park Map towards Ducky. So essentially he couldn't play Khorne or Ogres. But that's why he picked Kislev. So, in the trees, being sneaky as always, we are going to have some winged lancers. Now, they could do a couple of things. Now, they could come and dart around the corner here into the backside, or they could dart through the trees here and compromise a lot of the infantry units here at the front. Now, I do really like these slow plague bearers being picked at the beginning. They can get forward and, you know, suddenly compromise the box here in the front. Big cannon shots here from Little Grom, charging forward, smashing into the face of the plague bearers of Nurgle. The Soul Grinder comes out of hiding and is ready to scrap. In the middle, we are going to have some light war sleds. These big bad boys are ready to get through the front and do all the dastardly work. Anti-infantry chariots with armor-piercing missiles, 120 ammunition per little box. Fantastic stuff. Elemental Bear is going to be prowling the front, back and forward here on the domination point, waiting to smash and destroy these fun little Nurglings in the front. And these little boys just wading through the water, pretty sure that's the song, and they're going to be just deleting all of the Nurgling infantry in the front. They're going to get slowed, they're going to get butchered, sleds in, bears for the bear god, and there we go. Fantastic stuff. The Nurglings are getting butchered in droves. So, Boris, he's going to be charging in the back up against the Soul Grinder. What abilities do we have today? We have Stand Your Ground as well as the Fury of Ursum. He's also going to be backed up by the Shard Blade. Really good here at slowing down the Soul Grinder. He's also going to have the Armor of Ursum and Heroic Resilience. So he's going to be trying to charge onto the point. The Anti-Large Sniper could do some good work. Could we get the Elemental Bear in there as well? Now, I originally thought a meme. I think maybe I see a lot more people using the Elemental Bear. So this is a bit of a bad place. He's now going to be fighting up against the Soul Grinder here, backed up by the Elemental Bear. He is going to use his Shard ability. So the Shard Blade not only slows, but also does damage from 34 to 67 per tick. So Stand Your Ground, Fury of Ursum, going to be fighting and giving him some amazing anti-large armor-piercing weapon stats. And that Soul Grinder is getting butchered. He's going to be getting torn down to size, limb from limb, cannon from arm. He's just going to get destroyed here by the King of Kislev. I believe he's the king. He probably is the king. So, Lil Grum's going to be firing into the front. He's going to be deleting a lot of the Plague Bearers in the front. What is this going to be? This is going to be a Fleshy Abundance. Yes, sir, it is. That's going to be, I believe, an Overcast Fleshy Abundance for 1.6%. No, I think Overcast actually is an increased time. I think it's just a regular one there, actually. So in the middle, Light War Sleds is going to be cycling all over the Nurgling infantry, and that's some quite nice work indeed. In the middle, looks like slowly we're going to be capturing here. I'm not too sure who's capturing. It's a bit of a fight here in the middle. Neither of the end zones have been caught yet. Ducky, very smartly, is going to be waiting for this one to be captured by his opponent. And he's just going to compromise the middle. So 2,000 here for Partman, up against 2.8k for Ducky. But for the most part, you would probably quite handily say that Nurgle do trade quite efficiently, even when being behind on damage value. They are incredibly tanky indeed. So Snow Leopard is going to be coming forward. We do have Little Grom with some Chaos Furies nice and close. They can get in and compromise and do all the disasterly things they normally do. Forsaken in the front. They're going to be ready to butcher here against the Light War Sleds. Forsaken get, absolute mincemeat off. You can see Nurglings just bouncing like little balls all over the place. I love the fact they come into these little balls and charge forward and do all these just stupid animations. Nurglings and Blue Horrors are just some of my favourite things about this game. They're just so ridiculous. They're just ridiculously fun to watch. In the middle here, Boris is going to be going absolutely berserk, fighting here up against the Herald. And so we have a couple of cultists in there as well. Plague Bear is all surrounding him. If he actually gets his shard down now, there's going to be a lot of damage here in the pocket. And yeah, it can certainly add up there. That's going to be that shard is the same as basically a Spirit Leech for all of those infantry units in that radius. Elemental Bear is getting thumped by the Songwriter, I believe. I don't know why it's taking just about that much damage. It's down to 3,400 HP. This thing is getting destroyed in the middle, but here we go. So we have a summon of the Exalted Plague Bearers. These bad boys have missiles. It's going to be armor-piercing and poison damage. They fire them pretty quickly, actually. 7.2 seconds per reload is actually pretty decent speed-wise. But they get two of these, and they actually do quite a bit of damage. They can bite those blasting charges, but, a little bit stronger. So here we go. We are going to get a Sharp Blade in the middle. It's going to be damage here with Frostbite around the area, thanks to the Elemental Bear, as he comes in with those splash damages and just deletes a lot of infantry on the point. Oh no! The Herald of Nurgle is getting butchered! Getting taken down here by the Bear of all the elements. There we go. He has fallen. It's now going to be the cultists getting destroyed here. They're actually going to get terrified thanks to the big, beautiful Bear. The Elemental Bear is going to be finishing off in the middle. That's going to be 7,000 to Ducky up against 4.5k for Part Map and Nurgle. Bear sleds take so much micro, but they are so goddamn cost efficient. It's going to be really tough. So the light wall sleds are moving in. Looks like we have 3 on the map so far. 4 is the maximum you can bring of heavy and light. I don't really allow any more in my games. You know, just for a little bit of a fairity sort of thing. Boris Ursus is going to be fighting here up against the Cultist. Cultist is terrified, now routing. Unfortunately, didn't stand up to the might of the big Boris. Hopefully, you get a bit of healing here. Maybe a Patriarch to come heal Boris and the Elemental Bear. That could be quite nice. We are going to have the Snow Leopard compromising the Exalted Plague Bearers. These bad boys just have an incredible 13,200 HP. It looks like the Snow Leopard's not fighting. It's really trying to get out of there. I don't actually know the mass of these bad boys. 175, not huge. What's the big boy? 1.2k. He should be able to pull his way out of there. He should be able to pull his way out of there. I'm sure of it. But he is going to be suffering. He's getting deleted. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's getting thumped on it. I mean, they do have great weapon stats. 50 melee defense is no joke, but 52 weapon strength will actually, yeah, that will butcher the Snow Leopard pretty damn quickly. And the cannon is going to be firing through. These Exalted Plague Bearers are still, so they're going to get shot here pretty heavily. So Winged Lancers do capture the backside. We are going to have Nurgle control in the middle, and Ducky now is going to capture the back here with the Kossar Spears. So we are going to be using the mobility. We are actually going to be in the lead here for the tickets of Nurgle, as they did capture point 2 quite handily, but we've got to be careful here. The triple cap is on the cards. Nurgle with extra points, if they manage to get onto it with that mass healing and just tankiness with extra tickets, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. So regeneration here for the cultists will be going on here. We do have a summon of the Plague Bearers. They should be able to get forward here and, you know, pin up a lot of the light war sleds that are on approach. Cycle charging on the right hand side, we see some light war sleds going through the Plague Bearers. A couple of the Forsaken got deleted earlier. The anti-infantry armor piercing heavy cavalry sleds charging through the front lines are pretty devastating. Forsaken 24 models, they should be able to fight pretty well. They're not going to have frenzy any longer, but you know, they'll do some quite nice work indeed. So these Plague Bearers, I'm not too sure, they probably don't have too much mass. 150, yes, they're going to get cycled through pretty easily. And we should see the Soul Grinder. The Fecundity has been activated. That's going to be the Law passive on the side there. You normally get 3 of them for all of the factions. The Ice Guard swords are getting deleted by the Soul Grinder. I'm actually getting summoned to the battlefield to get pounded and grounded by a Soul Grinder with that ginormous cannon. Get your sleds over there and start dealing with the big boy, that's for sure. So Boris is going to be in the middle. We have the double cultists coming back with a bit of regeneration. We do have the Snow Leopard. Snow Leopard is going to bravely charge in. And it misses, I think, a little bit here on the cultist. And now he's going to get trapped and thumped here. He's going to be down to 230 HP, negative 50 leadership. That's probably going to be a break and a shatter. In the back, we have the Herald of Nurgle plus some Forsaken. Lovely summon, good armor. Can be quite difficult here for the side of Kislev to deal with. But the Ice Guard swords are ready to go. They could certainly shoot and butcher the Plague Bearers. We do get a D-summon here of some of the sleds. Nice work there from Ducky. Good awareness. We're actually going to be charging in up against these Soul Grinders. We do have good armor piercing. We have been poisoned. But we can do some good damage up against these Soul Grinders. So, Winged Lancers, they're going to cycle charge up against the Soul Grinder. He does have 90 armor, so he can take quite a bit of punishment. With the Plague Bearers of Nurgle, they're just going to be chilling and acting all cool there in the back. Triple cap here from Ducky. He's either going to roll here or he's going to find it very difficult in the late stages. I think he's just got to save some tickets. Yeah, he's just spent 1.8k on something. What was this? We bought some Zargard and some Winged Lancers. So we're starting to get into the territory now where just having 2 ticket points is going to be fine. Ducky no longer needs to defend Domination Point 1. The triple cap is going to be quite hard for Nurgle. There's really not much of them left on the battlefield. 11,800 here for Duck up against 7.6 for Nurgle. It's not terrible. It's not game ending at this moment. So we still have a cultist fighting up against the almighty king of Ursus. He's going to be probably doing some quite nice work. He's going to be at, can't quite see, a little bit laggy, 1.3k there for Boris with 1.7 with a bit of regen for the cultist. He gets terrified, just gets slapped here by the Elemental Bear. I don't know how this man is still going, but he's still going to be going pretty strong. On the left-hand side, we see Plague Bearers and Nurglings getting summoned to the battlefield. More Nurglings. I love their animations. The way they just roll and move and interchange. I can watch them all day. They're hilarious. But they're going to charge down to Domination Point 1. In the back, nice compromisation here on the Soul Grinder. That's going to be firing any of those shots up against the Ice Guard. And the Heroic Horsemen are going to be just jabbing it in the side there in the fleshy flanks of the Soul Grinder of Nurgle. Bear sleds are going to be used by our blood, giving them 30 seconds of Unbreakable as they fight here against the Plague Bearers. They certainly need to be cycle charged, need to be pulling out and coming in and doing as much of their charge bonus damage as they possibly can. Boris is going to be pretty weak. Is he going to get desummoned here? It's potential. If we don't have any healing for him, he could get desummoned. Oh, nice. Bears for the Bear God. We are going to have the Ice Lady on, or the Ice Caster, I should say, the Ice Maiden on a bear. I just love the fact that, see, you could easily put her on a horse, but putting her on a bear is just extra G points. Like, I just absolutely love it. But she's going to be having the Heart of Winter, which I will be doing a video on soon. The Heart of Winter is absolutely flipping absurd, the amount of damage it does. Like, it is just dumb levels of damage. The Snowflake Pendant, and then the Glacial Blast, which is, yeah, pretty impressive. Pretty good stuff there, ready to get involved and in the middle here fighting. So we are going to get another summon of the Lord Choice, the Herald of Nurgle. Probably had a lot of winter magic left in the pocket. So bringing him back to the battlefield was probably not a bad choice. Charging in is going to be Boris here up against the Cultist. And he'll do some lovely work indeed. Light War Sleds, they're going to be pulling and pushing through, shattering the Forsaken. They should be able to get all over the face here of the Nurglings as well. They really don't have much mass. In the back, Nurglings are going to be capturing point 1. But it looks like here, unfortunately, for the forces of Nurgle, they're just going to be too slow. They're just going to be too slow to get back to the middle here. Ducky capturing point 3. Yeah, I just don't think you can allow that as Nurgle. You fortunately cannot allow that. They're just too slow to react. They will get domination point 1, but Ducky's at, 4,800 tickets at this moment up against 660. An absolutely fantastic performance from Ducky. He's, very, very good Nurgle player for sure. And we are going to see some Toad Jitsu. I love this. The Toads are fantastic. The belly flops, the back flipping Toad kicks, you name it, these boys bring it to the battlefield, and it's superb to watch. Alright, 4,000 damage value for Ducky for Boris Ursus, with 1,150 there for the Elemental Bear, 1.6k there for Little Grom, 888 for the Winged Lancers, and 216 for the Cossars. 470 for the Maiden of Ice, with 500 for the Ice Guard Swords. Bit of a shame there, but of course, they're pretty damn squishy. So, yeah, you either see tremendous value from them, or they just get dumpstered. 322 from the Zar Guard, 1,000 from the War Sleds, 1,500 and 700. Very good stuff. 720 for the Winged Lancers, 225 for the Snow Leopards, 00000 for the 5 units of the Kossar Spears and the Dervishers. So for the hero, we got, or should we say the Lord, we got 1,500 from the Herald of Nurgle, 1.3k for the Soul Grinder. For the double heroes, we got 600 and 730. That's plus the summon on top, so that's that's good value there in the pocket, plus regen and pretty good stuff. Yeah, man, Boris thumps, bro. I don't know what it is, right? I don't know what it is, and I don't know why people underestimate Boris. He is one of the best melee combatants in the game. Do not underestimate just how powerful he is. Boris with a Patriarch is disgusting. I promise you. I've got a video. I don't think Ducky did it in the end, so I think I will do it. It's a good game, but I bring Boris with a Patriarch and double Bear Riders against Nurgle, and he fights the whole game. Like, it's incredible value, just incredible value. But 565 there from the Plague Bearers, 409 for the other units, and 311 for the Nurglings. Exotic Plague Bearers paying for themselves, so 1,250, yeah, pretty good damn stuff. 580, 500, and what's this here? It's going to be 644 and 69 for the Forsaken. And for the Forsaken are very good. I think they're probably one of Nurgle's best units. 970 for the Plague Bearers. Let's have a look here. Tojitsu. Yeah, you need a lot of Tojitsu, I think. I think you need a lot of Tojitsu. I think Tojitsu is the way forward in this roster. Fury's pretty damn good. And what we got here? We got Furies can certainly, do some good work up against the Light War Sleds. I think Plague Toads are a bit of a nuisance. Pox Riders are pretty damn good. Rotfly may have been a good idea. Yeah, Rotflies are very good. Rotflies are very good. You've got to be careful. Heart of Winter will destroy them. But yeah, you can certainly do some good work. But yeah, thanks for playing, Podman. Thanks for playing, man. Yeah, it's probably better to start wider and faster. For me, I like starting with Forsaken. They got good mobility, good tank. They can challenge up against Zargard. They'll lose to Zargard Great Weapons, but if they go Zargard Great Weapons, you just try and do what you can. You try and stream a corruption them. You just try and do what and where you can really against them. Zargard Great Weapons are like your only real weakness. If you can slow down with the Law passive with the Slug, you get those on top of the Bear Riders, then Forsaken can actually do really good work up against light Bear Sleds. Yeah, for sure. So I think Forsaken are pretty good there. Yeah. I actually also like Grandpappy. Grandpappy Nurgle is actually pretty decent. He's not really going to kill much, but he just doesn't die. He just, like, doesn't die. Like, he just never dies. He's not the best pick, but I think he's pretty fun. I don't think he's the best, but I think he's pretty fun. And the Rotfly Mount is what I mean. Oh, yeah, the Rotfly Mount, 100%. Always. If you bring a Hero Nurgle, put him on a Rotfly Mount. Rotfly Mount is pretty good. But Rotflies can do nicely against, especially the heavy armoured war sleds. They're pretty good there. But otherwise, I think just mass infantry is the way for Nurgle to deal with Kislev, I think. Rotfly++. They're so annoying and just don't die sometimes. Yeah, you also... Yeah, on the Rotfly, they get Locus of Fecundity. You can have Stream of Corruption on them, which also activates the little passive of healing. The Miasma of Pestilence is really good. That's a really good debuff spell against big snipers. You can use that against Rasputin. You can use that against Boris, and that's going to be negative 40% charge bonus. So you have negative 24 melee attack. You can also use that on the Bear Sleds. And then you can use Curse of the Slug to slow things down, nerf the melee attack, and try and see if you can snipe them. Yeah, it's really, really good, man. It's really, really good. Really, really good. Ah, we've been dormed by a loopy. Yes, loopy. Yeah, if we got time, bro, I will 100% get you in here. 100%. Time depending. I do have football tonight, so I'll try and get in those that I can. I will get as many of you in as I possibly can. I really want to do some more live streams. I really do. Just recently, I've been like lacking energy and lacking time is the biggest one. Like, because I don't have time because I'm working a lot, I'm quite low on my energy levels. Also due to not being very well, but you know, I'm giving it my best. I'm really trying my hardest to get as much out as I possibly can. But yes, Loopy. If we, oh hey Loopy, I'm tempted to play. Nice, yeah. Feel free to come in and drop in any time, Loopy. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hey, we got Storm. Nice. Hey, man. Oh, kills. He cannot play Gorn or Kislev. Cool, so Slanesh is banned for Storm. Duck is yet again banned from using Ogres. So the map I'm going to do... I'm in the north. I'm tired but ready to Nurgle. I love it. I do love Nurgle. I just wish they were like kind of better. Take vitamin D, bro. So yeah, I'm actually. So my job is I'm a strength and conditioning coach. So I do. I do like gym programming for like elite athletes. I also did my master's in sports nutrition, and then also I'm now doing my physiotherapy. So yeah, yeah. Thanks for the advice, bro. Yeah, I actually take vitamin D. I take vitamin B. What have I got? Iron, magnesium, vitamin C. Yeah, I make sure that I know most of it. I will end up being urine at the end of the day, but I do take most of my minerals and vitamins to make sure that I am, at least taking the minimum amount that I should be. I do like top ups. I do top ups essentially as much as I can possibly. Yeah, because like over here in the UK, there's not sunlight all the time. So when there's not sun, I supplement my vitamin D. Otherwise, because you can get them in natural stuff. Like I think you get quite a bit in salmon and mushrooms and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not. I'm not a big salmon or mushroom eater on the regular. I like it with like a cooked breakfast and whatnot. But yeah, you don't see enough sunlight here for sure, man. For sure. The best map, to be honest, and Spire. Iron the North is pretty cool, man. Iron the North is pretty cool. Iron the North has a multitude of different ways you can play. It favors mobility, favors artillery. Yeah, it favors so many cool things. Oh, baby. Oh, we got a Zinc versus Cathay. Zinc versus Cathay matchup. Ducky says, unleash the dragon. The dragon. I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Yes, yeah. I supplement. I think it's a hybrid. It's magnesium. No, it's a duo. It's a magnesium and something else. Yeah. Hold on, let me find out for you. Give me a second. Right. Yes, it is magnesium. It's 250 milligrams of magnesium. I use it for like bone health, teeth health. It's also quite prevalent. I think it has quite a few uses in. I think it has quite a lot to do with the sleep recovery cycle. I think, if I remember correctly. I think it's quite good for things like fatigue. It's really good at recovery. There's quite a few things. I read quite a long time ago, but basically there's a couple that I supplement, yeah. I didn't notice a D3 effects until I started taking 20 to 25k a day. Sounds like steroids. D3, is that vitamin D3? Vitamin D, that's been my issue. Europe doesn't have... I'm used to it. Yeah, do you know what it is, Loopy? Do you know what it is? If there's a couple of things, like females specifically, I'd recommend vitamin D, iron. Iron is a big one for like females, but like for males, vitamin D. I supplement iron anyway because it's really important for with blood. But yeah, I'd say try taking some magnesium for you. Really good for bone health. Like if you're very, very active. Like physically active, like gym or like some sort of physical sport like rugby, football, those kind of things. It's really good for bone health, teeth health, those kind of things. Vitamin D is really good if you don't get enough sunlight. If you don't get enough direct sunlight like you might be used to, supplementing vitamin D can be quite good because that directly comes from sunlight. That's how your body produces it. Hence like the changes in your colour in your skin and stuff like that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, zinc is really, really good for you. Magnesium is really, really good for you. Vitamin D, vitamin C. Vitamin B is also quite good. Things like eye health and stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that. Great for your heart and nervous system. Okay. You behave, CJ. You behave. Yeah, females as well. Like I suggest a lot for my female athletes that I coach, like gym wise, nutritionally, like iron, magnesium, zinc, vitamin D is a big one over here in the UK. I also like vitamin C is quite an important supplement just in general. You know, if you predominantly have a good, let's put it this way, if you have a good nutritional diet, which actually focuses a lot around minerals and vitamins, you know, you don't generally need these things, and you know, you could be paying a lot for things that you don't necessarily need. But you know, definitely vitamin D over here in Europe is one I would definitely recommend, for sure. Funnily enough, it might affect degrowth according to one study. Oh, really? Really? That's interesting. I think it might be zinc or magnesium. It's got to do with sexual appetite as well. Actually, I think it was one of those three. I think does. Iron definitely does. Iron definitely does for blokes. Iron's important actually for blokes with sexual health and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a big one. Big one. Yeah, well, you know how it is. You know how the way works, Kiara. You know how the way works. The world is what it is. TC's a... Yeah, there's a lot of steroids out there at the moment. There was one I was doing some research on. There's an indirect steroid that a lot of bodybuilders and stuff are using at the moment, and then there's that new plant-based steroid that people are using at the moment. Ah, man, I'll have to look for you guys now. Yeah, I follow a guy that looks at a lot of these kind of compound stuff. Turkesterone is the one. So turkesterone is sort of like a plant-based steroid. So like it has a similar compounds as like testosterone, but obviously it's a plant-based one. So it's actually got more chains, but you know, essentially has a chemical fill-in. I'm just waiting for the boys here. I see if the old Stormy Storm's ready. So yeah. No, there's been there's been a whole bunch of things, and there was another one that I'm trying to remember. I've got it written down here somewhere. I was doing some stuff on recently. I was talking to a lot of people about another one that I can't remember. It indirectly increases steroid activation. Can't remember where I've written this down for some research. But yeah, I work a lot with ergogenic aids. Ergogenic aids is a lot of stuff that I look at. D3 is a steroid. It's not. Oh, right. Okay. D3 is a steroid. Okay. D3. Let me have a look. D3. Comes up with a JavaScript. Steroid. D3 steroid hormone, vitamin D. Is a steroid hormone that comes in the form of three forms that are subsequential metabolites producing by... Well, this is a fat soluble hormone. All hormones are fat soluble. Mr. Conqueror, just waiting on you. Okay, there's a lot of research on that. There's a lot of yeah, that's an interesting one. I have to look into that. It's a animal form of vitamin D. D2 is a plant-based IIRC. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. But essentially, a steroid at... Yeah, I think it's more of an indirect steroid. is the way I'm reading it. It looks like it has. It looks like yeah, it looks more like an indirect steroid, I would say. Well, some are saying something, some are saying other things. Some saying it is a steroid hormone. Yeah, I might actually have to read some proper papers on this rather than just looking in Google. Google just gives an absolute like smorgasbord of answers. Like, it could be this, it could be that. Some think it's this, some think it's that. Yeah, let me actually go read some proper papers on it. Jesus Christ. Yeah. No idea of steroids and all sounds alien. Oh, steroids are just a steroid is like a hormone. You know, people say like it's like testosterone in males is what makes them like males essentially, and estrogen is what makes females females. People taking steroids just like to increase the testosterone level, which increases like muscle mass and growth and those kind of things. It's what bodybuilders take to look absolutely huge. And so this whole debate about being natural and not natural, essentially, small explanation there. But yeah, when we say we're talking about testosterone or we're talking about steroids, yeah, we're talking about muscle growth and just being huge, bro. Talking about bro stuff, bro. God, bro. All right, blue horrors in the front here. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of blue horrors. We're also going to have here some exalted pink horrors of Zinc. Now these bad boys, they come with the arcane Murph. They're coming here with the big girth, ready for the extra mana. We are going to have the Gate of Zinc and the Power Stones here for the Pineapple Conqueror, with the Herald of Zinc, Metal in the Sky, and the double Chaos Furies. So the Metal Caster here with the Arcane Conduit, Metal Shifting, as well as the Fine Transmutation, Plague of Rust, Searing Doom, the Chromatic Tome, the Locus of Conjuration, and the Opal Amulet. Yes, a lot of bad boy abilities here. For Nucky, with the absolute Chad plays, we are going to have the Sky Junk. Let's go! Here with the Eye of the Dragon, which can be spotted in all the trees here on the map. You can see it's just a variety of forests. Double Great Longmile Riders with the Jade Warriors, and then we are going to have the Dragon Blooded Lord of Yin. The magic here should be for the Ancestral Warriors. It's going to be Town of the Knights actually today, and the Missile Mirror. Missile Mirror. That's an interesting one. With Arcane Conduit, and then the Jade Amulet. Don't really know what we're going to use Missile Mirror on. Well, that one's fuddled me. I'll give you that one. Ducky's... Maybe... Oh, okay, yeah, against Flamers. Flamers of Zinc. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Just read Michael F. Hocklick. He's done a lot on the minute. Oh yeah. Tell you what, Serge, send that to me on midnight. Send that to me on Discord, bro. I'd love to read that. Yeah, we can have a discussion about that. Yeah, send it to me. One time, I gave my brother a. Sky Junk is literally junk so often. Yeah. I think Ducky's here coming with the full memes. The memes and the dreams of the people, ladies and gentlemen. We have Ducky coming forward with the full Duck memes. We could maybe spread over some of the blue horrors. Let's have a look. We are going to get some shots in. And that there is raining fire on the blue horrors. Is that going to be worth it for efficacy? Absolutely not. But do we love to see it? Absolutely. Brilliant stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the double Jade Warriors moving forward, and these bad boys do have some nice stuff. I really do like the crossbows, because they get the defensive stance. If you stand still, you actually get a charge resistance of 25% after 10 seconds, which is going to be infinite until you move again. And then you also get added armor, which can be really good for Jade Warriors. When they get on the point, they get 90 armor. They can sit there, shoot, probably not scoot too much, but as long as they're standing still, they'll get some good stuff indeed. On the floor, we are going to have some blue horrors fighting up against the Great Longmire Riders. The nice guys here. I mean, I absolutely love those lances. Look at them. The dragon head with the dagger out the edge. Oh, these lances are fantastic. This is going to be shield up, poking. Oh, absolute Chadicus place right here. Skyjunk is going to be going into melee combat. As we all know, the melee prowess here, the Skyjunk, is legendary in the Warhammer community and the Warhammer laws and stories. Skyjunks are known to fight dragons in this. I'd actually know. I literally don't know what the Skyjunk is going to do here. He's just going to get butchered by Furies. We can see here in the sky, the Dragonborn Lord again is going to be fighting, or at least running away here from the what's this? The Doom Disc. I forget what the thing is called that he's on, but he's going to be zooming around with 105 speed. In the middle, we are going to get a Searing Doom on the face of the Jade Warriors. They're going to try and push through, but there's going to be bullets raining from the sky here. The Searing Doom with those metal shards coming from the sky, just tearing apart Jade Warriors, Lancers alike here on the floor. If they have Jade in their name, they're getting deleted. So the Do Knights of Zinc going to charge forward to the other side of the map here. They're going to fight up against the Skyjunk in the sky. And this is actually going to be quite a big Carnifex ability that's going to be dragging quite a few units across. And it's going to be causing a lot of the attention here of Stormrunner. In the back, we're going to be butchering the forces of the Blue Horrors. If we're not careful, we are going to get some Doom Knights in from behind. And, they've got some devastating charge bonuses that will, certainly remove these Longmire Riders. That's for sure. Domination point 1, we are going to be having some sort of cavalry here. Fighting up against the Blues. That's going to be some Jade Lancers? Yeah, I think they're called Jade Lancers. Jade Lancers here are going to fight against the Blue Horrors, but we have a bit of lag. We're back. We're back. So, yes, Jade Lancers fighting up against the Blue Horrors of Zinc. Exalted Pinks going to be fighting in the back here up against the Lancers. These have, 48 charge bonus? Not huge. I just think these are really garbage cavalry. But, they are roadblocks. They do pin in. They do hold. Oh, they can have the spears as well. Oh, that is really cool. That is really cool. And the fact they like this green Jade colour, yeah, they are pretty cool cavalry. Sadly, they kind of suck on the stat point, but... yeah, they're okay. They're okay. They're not my big long marks, but they're pretty decent. On the floor, the Blue Horrors are going to be dissipating back to the realms of chaos. And in the middle, we are going to get the Herald fighting here up against Plague of Rust, overcasted on the Great Longmire Riders. I think we are going to suffer to... oh, look at that. Shots coming in here from the Skyjunk. Yeah, the Skyjunk really hasn't got much to shoot, has it? In the backside here, we did see some Blue Horrors coming up and round the back. I've not really seen this kind of play, but yeah, we saw him coming around the back here, moving on to the domination point. He could fire at the top, on top of the Jade Lancers, but, bronze shields, 100 armor, so it's a lot to penetrate here, that's for sure. Skyjunk's going to be the sky. He's going to be forcing his load all over the face here of the Doom Knights. And, going to be whittling down a lot of the health there. They're going to be catching quite a few units. They're now going to return and fight up against the Dragon-Blooded Lord of Yin. We did see a final transmutation on top of the Lord, and now we're going to charge in with some of the Great Longmire Riders. A lot of the Doom Knights going to be charging here on their discs after the bad boy in the sky. In the middle, Exalted Pink Horrors should be able to fight quite nicely. They are going to get butchered a little bit by the Jade Knights. But in the back, yeah, good capture here. Blue Horrors, they're going to hold the point. Just one unit though, the Jade Lancers could come across and certainly compromise that side. And I think that's exactly, yeah, you know what I mean, duck mentality. We hear it, we see it, we do it, and I think that's going to be the business. Jade Lancers could move into the middle, start capturing, or at least helping to dominate capture point 2. Capture point 1 here is going to be pretty even, which is quite surprising. Cavalry doesn't have a huge capture weight, but the Peasant Long Spearmen, the frothing at the mouth peasant infantry charging forward here up against the Blue Horrors. These things just foam with the level of damage they do. They got some incredible stats considering these bad boys are incredibly cheap. They have charge reflection, they have expert charge defense, they also get battle harmony. These things are incredibly cheap at 350 gold, but they can thump really hard. Do not underestimate your peasants. In the back, the Blue Horrors can be pretty healthy, fighting here up against the Jade Lancers. I believe we're now going to be starting to capture this very, very slowly in the favour of Grand Cathay. In the middle, Great Longmire Riders going to be charging on top of the Exotic Pink Horrors. These boys are... Look at the designs of these boys. I wonder what this little middle eye is all about, but you can see it's different to the other ones. But yeah, he's going to be fighting in the middle. The Pink Horrors with blue tongues going to be coming after... oh, big raining rock fire from these... Is it the Skyjunk still shooting? Oh, this is a little bit unfortunate. You can see some Longmires kind of getting in and amongst the fire in the bottom here. But the Herald of Zinc is going to be struggling. We are going to see a final transmutation. It's going to do a fair amount of damage here in the middle. It will really do some good damage on the Great Longmire Riders. But the Herald of Zinc, I think he's seen the last of his days. He is going to be falling here. And where is Ducky and his Lord? I don't see him on the map anywhere. Where is the Lord of Yin? Ah, right here in the middle. So she's going to be down to 1.6k. I'm going to be trying to help to fight here in the middle. We have double cultists backed up by the Chaos Knights of Zinc. The heavily armoured Cyan men. Cyan and purple, I guess, men of Zinc. They're going to be fighting here. 120 armour. Pretty good weapon straps as well. They can fight quite nicely up against general infantry. What is this going to be? That's the question. That is going to be a Talent of the Night, and that's a really nice spell, as that causes 100% armor-piercing damage. So you can see 100% armor-piercing damage. It also does magic damage as well, which is actually pretty nice here up against the forces of chaos. As you know, a lot of these might be demons as well, so they're about physical resistance. So you can circumvent, you know, a lot of that damage. So yeah, pretty good stuff. So Exalted Big Horrors in the back, they are going to have Missile Mirror on them. So when they shoot here, it's going to come back and hit them. Fantastic! Look at this! Oh, I love it. We're never going to see this spell very much, but they're going to be damaging themselves. And I don't think Storm has realised this. Oh, brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff from Ducky. Bravo. Golf clap. Golf clap if I ever saw one. What a golf clap. There we go. So Exalted Big Horrors, why are you hitting yourself is the big question. And the answer is they don't even know. Domination point 1 has now been one and truly dominated by Ducky. We are going to be moving off the Blue Horrors. The Jade Warriors that are going to be holding the domination point. And also here we are going to have some Jade Warrior Halberds in and amongst the cultists. The anti-large boys. Oh no, they're not going to be. Sorry, these aren't going to be large. They're going to be on foot, which is quite interesting. Quite like these on horseback. Gives them like a little bit of extra armor, which can be quite nice. But the pink horrors in the middle could do some good work. Talons of the Night yet again on the Chaos Knights. They're going to rip apart the Chaos Knights really nicely. And then we come into here with the devastating Peasant Long Spears. 350 of the anti-large foaming men of Cathay, just getting in there, shanking everything as much as possible. And just droves and droves of my own men coming here up against the Chaos Knights, just dragging them down by just mass infantry. Halberds are going to very slowly take down the cultists. Pink Horror summons on the point. They won't capture as they are summons. So it's going to be, you know, apart from shooting here, it's not going to do too much. We're going to shoot in the side, and this kind of effect with the Sky Junk has been pretty incredible, actually. It's really forced a lot of resources. You know, we've got Chaos Furies, we've got Pink Horrors shooting in the sky here, you know, bringing a lot of forces to have to come deal with this Sky Junk. It's been a bit of a nuisance here in the thorn of the side of Mr. Stormrunner. Screamer's going to be chasing after the Dragon-Blooded Lord, but now we're going to dive in here with the Great Longmar Riders as we fight up against those Screamers. And these bad boys, they're very, very good indeed, but they're going to get their face butchered by the Great Longmars. And I love their animations, the swooping, the diving, especially when they do that big scream. I really want to see one. Because it's so cool. You get this big cone scream up against a unit, and it looks fantastic. In the middle, we are going to get the Forsaken of Zinc. These bad boys, pretty good armor, pretty good mobility as well. 46 speed, 63 weapon strength, magic damage, with also 40% spell resistance. Makes them pretty hard here to take down with just magic damage. So you've got to be very careful here with these bad boys. Physical resistance is needed. You can see still going to be a lot of damage here from Talons of the Night, because it's going to be 100% armor piercing. But of course, that spell resistance really, really will help. In the middle, the Jade Warrior Halberds do fall due to the mass might of the Forsaken, but we are going to charge in here with the Jade Lancers. Great Longmars are going to fall down to the force of the Forsaken, challenging them to honourable hand-to-hand combat. And in the middle, Peasant Longs, we could get them here on the point and certainly blockade in the middle. Grand Cathay works a little bit here like the forces of Nurgle. You get them on the point, you start pushing past it and dominating those points. It can be really hard to take Grand Cathay off. So Jade Warriors could come across here and maybe help challenge. You can see the Domination Point 3 is going to get challenged. We do have the Spawn of Zinc here. The Jade Lancers, they will do some damage, but the Spawn of Zinc will just wreck them so hard because they do have armor sundering and just a brilliant amount of weapon strength. Peasant Long Spearmen, they're going to be in. Oh my god. They could actually do quite well up against the Spawn of Zinc. They're all anti-large. They got Charge Reflection. And yeah, the Spawn are really going to suffer to the mass damage. I don't believe the shields take any extra damage from being anti-large. It's just their health, I think. Yeah, so that'd be pretty interesting. Yeah. Didn't want to say it was game over, but it looked pretty rough here for Zinc. They took a lot of damage. And the way they did with Zinc is just massively wide forces. And just lots and lots of arrow fire. Neckbet, do feel free to put yourself down, my bro. I will try and get as many of you in as I possibly can. I cannot promise I'll get everybody in, but I really will try and get as many as I can. So, well played to Stormrunner. I didn't change the name on here, so I do apologise. Let me do that right now just to honour the great man. We're not going to fit it in, so it's just going to be DVD Storm for now. So Ducky is going to take a devastating lead here of 3-0. Can anybody bring down the almighty Duck? I'm not too sure. Possibly. Sorry, Tao, I didn't know you wanted to sign up. Tao, what is your name on the YouTube? Just so I'm with you. Oh, I just saw you there. Sorry, just saw this. Sorry, just saw this, Tao. Let me get you signed up here. Was Fabi first? Let's have a look. Where's Fabi? Fabi was first, but then you would be after Fabi. So let's edit that. Let's get at Kiara there, and then it will be, if we have time, we'll be getting on with Tao. Perfect. So we have Fabi. You're up, my bro. Right, let's get you. Oh, this is Dragonborn, unless I've missed that. Is it Dragonborn? Oh, it is Dragonborn. I do apologise. Sorry, you're up next. I do apologise, Fabi. You're up next. Right, so we are going to be on Galleon's Cove. No, Dragonborn, you are up. I do apologise, Dragonborn. You are up. Right. Hey, Tao, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, sorry, you'll be up next. Do apologise for that. You'll be up next. You'll be up next. So we have Dragonborn. So let's get this hyping on and going. Cool. Okay, we have a Slanesh band for Ducky, and then we have a Kislev band for Dragonborn. Okay. Fantastic. Let's see what we got going on here. Awesome stuff. Awesome. By the way, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed today. I really do hope you've enjoyed today. I really do want to do some more live streams. At the moment, for whatever reason, the multiplayer side of Warhammer has, unfortunately, really fallen. I guess short is the right word. I think there's a lot less people playing, a lot less people watching. I guess I kind of understand why. I think the game isn't at optimal performance. I think there's not many factions, and I think a lot of people have played it and, you know, maybe had enough of the game already. and a lot of you are waiting for Immortal Empires, and I think that totally makes sense. I'm just wondering if there's anything from my side that I can do that would interest you, inspire you to play some more. I really want to get Battlemania up and running again. It will be domination focused, just because from a tournament perspective and as a host of a tournament, it's certainly easier for me to do that. Okay, cool. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so we're going to be having Ogres versus Zinc. That could be quite an interesting one. I said Ogres versus... I told Ducky it was Ogres versus Zinc, and he's like, oh, cringe. Yeah, Warhammer 3 is quite a blunder. We don't even have chat. Yeah, game is always crash. Yeah, I think a lot of those ones... I think a lot of those things are going to get fixed in the next couple of updates. So the update, there should be one very, very shortly. I did think it was going to be today, but maybe it's not going to be today. But there is going to be one very, very shortly. Maybe it was today. I don't know. There was going to be one, I think it was like today, tomorrow, or something like that. And yeah, maybe it's Thursday, not too sure. But there's going to be a 1.1 update, I think, soon. And there's going to be like alt crash fixes. There's going to be hopefully chat coming, the chat box coming. So those things that we're used to will come. So yeah. I think there's a lot of old multiplayer folks that aren't a huge fan. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah. I think you're right, Loopy. Yeah. So there's a bit of a split. Plus, units don't respond, and the game generally is very slow feeling. Yeah, the game is slow feeling. And I think the reason they don't respond very well is also, I think, maybe due to the unit size increase from large to ultra. Units are certainly more sticky. Also, there's been quite a few mass changes, I believe. So I think units pulling out is a little bit more difficult. So yeah, I totally see. I've totally noticed that when I've played it myself. Yeah, I think for me also, I think it hits me quite hard. For example, if I stream, oh sorry, let me come off this. If I stream multiplayer, if I do domination, like half the people, like probably about 40% people will come watch me play domination or cast domination. If I do land battles, you might get like 60% come watch. But if I do anything else, nobody else comes to come watch me do anything else. So at the moment, I've got I feel like 10 to 20% of the community is sticking around a little bit. And then, yeah, I don't know, it's hard, man. It's hard. I'm trying to stay motivated to keep putting out content that, I'm putting out land battles and putting out domination battles. I'm trying to put out interesting videos for everybody. But yeah, it's hard to know what to do. So I'm just trying to put on as much as I can, really. There are still big designing flaws too. As a new player, I like domination, but I'm not a huge fan of the map design. Okay, fair enough. I think with the way that the factions work, I think a lot of people just wanted open maps with domination points on. For forces like Nurgle, they would just get destroyed. I think there's I think it's a tough conversation. It is a rough time, and it's an incredibly rough time, for me as well. And I think a few other content creators as well. A couple of us from the CA team have talked, not actually CA themselves, but a few of us that are in the CA program as content creators have been talking about what do we do. I feel like I'm in a massive vacuum of nothingness at the moment. With just if I do domination, I'm lucky even if 50% of those that are still playing watch. If I do land battles, it's a bit random. A lot of people might watch, some people might watch, nobody might watch. A live stream, tournaments and things like that, not that many people are showing up. Which is not a problem. It's not a problem. Play a game because you like it, and I cast it because I still enjoy it. I mean, I still really love this game. Yeah, it is technically flawed, but name a game that isn't technically flawed, that isn't more than 2 years old, right? You know, I think every game that's always going to come out, you can't foresee everything. And yeah, perhaps we could have expected more from CA, but I still think they did a good job putting this game together. I think there's been a lot of updates and changes and a lot of benefits that have come to the game, sort of from an ease point of view, that have made things a lot nicer to cast, not a lot nicer to see. I think the map design, like from the visual aspects, is really awesome. There's some really colourful, awesome map designs that are really very, very nice. But I think you're right. I think there's certainly been a tough time for Warhammer, and yeah, I've got a discussion with some of the CA guys tomorrow, and I think that I'm going to put some of my thoughts and opinions forward, and we'll see what they say. There are some things that I want. I don't think many of them are going to happen, but I have some suggestions of how I think we can buffer the multiplayer scene, make it more interesting for more people to come back and want to watch. And I don't generally think it would be too difficult. I know I've been taking a break. Yeah, that's fair enough, Captain Morgan. Land battles of domination. What's up? Hey, what's up? And yes, Nick, bet if you sign yourself up, there is room on the end. I don't know how much longer I've got left, but yeah, we'll have to see. Oh dear God. I didn't actually see what that was, but that's going to be an interesting one. Oh, nice, Kiara, nice. Also, missiles are way harder to see compared to Warhammer 2 for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things, right, where, you know, they've compared a lot of stuff to Warhammer 2. And this is going to be running slightly different to Warhammer 2. And a lot of things that are balanced for domination. And they made the executive decision to go with domination for whatever reason. You know, people like myself were not in that conversation. So, for their rationales, I know not. But, you know, these are things that we can, can certainly find out in the future. So, Noblars in the front, backed up here by man-eater Iron Fists. That's going to be added armor with the little bit of a shield here on the side for the Iron Fists. That's going to be the gold chevron ones here from Dragonborn. Also here with a Slaughter Master of the Great Maw. He'll be having the Blood Cleaver, Blood Gruel, as well as Troll Guts, Tooth Cracker, Bone Crusher, and the extra ingredients. So, for the side of DVD Duck, we are going to be having the Blue Horrors, Mass Blue Horrors in the front, backed up by double Pink Horrors. We are going to be having the Herald's Inch Metal, Screamers, Screamers, and Screamers. The boys are ready to yell, they're ready to scream, and they're ready to rumble. Arcane Conduit, as well as the Final Transmutation and the Chromatic Tome. You can see an experienced player when you're taking minimalistic items. I finally bought the game with a price increase, mind you, but it's somewhat a disaster. I'm going to say I don't think that's fair. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's fair to call it a disaster. I definitely don't think it's a disaster. I think that's pretty harsh. But I can understand your point of view. I can understand where you think it's not of the level you would expect from CA, but I don't think it's a disaster. Like, I still think this is an incredibly fun game, and I really enjoy it. And I think if you just focus on the negatives, I think you could come to that opinion. But maybe you are comparing to other games. Like, I don't play this many games, so maybe they're compared to other games, it might be considered a disaster. But that's where my, perhaps maybe a bit of ignorance or a bit of lack of knowledge of other RTS games will come in, or RTT games come in that I'm not as aware of. So perhaps maybe that's something on my side of things where I'm like, well, I haven't played many other games, so I don't really have many other games to compare it to. But as far as Warhammer 3, from myself as someone who doesn't play a lot of games, yeah, absolutely, I've certainly enjoyed it. So, Mass Blue Fire and Pink Fire coming forward here to destroy up against all the Noblars. You can see they've charged into the front here. Forsaken are going to just be demolishing Noblars. Noblars just do not have the weapon strength here or the melee attack stats to deal with Forsaken. The man-eater Iron Fists are going to charge forward. I don't really know what they're going to do here, but they don't have mass armor piercing. They do have 110 armor. They do come in with added shields, but I just think Iron Guts would have been better. I just think Iron Guts are just infinitely better. But Tooth Cracker here, added armor, missile resistance as well. It's going to be pretty good. Going to be pretty good here for the man-eaters on the side, but just mass pink And blue fire here coming forward is just always going to be devastating. Now getting the anti-large armor-piercing screamers. They're going to be fighting here in the middle. The man-eaters, they do have the gold chevron, but I don't know if it's going to have about 59 melee defense. God damn it. Yeah, do you know what? Fair enough. These boys can maybe fight. On the side, we are going to see Saber-Tusk packs. 2 units coming around on the flanks here. What is Ducky going to be summoning? That's the question. Don't see too much just yet. In the middle, we do see a spread of Man-Eater Iron Fists, kind of all around the blue horror lines. Damage profile is 2.6k here for Ducky, 1.9 there for Dragonborn. Now tinkering over to 2.1, 2.2. Yeah, the damage is certainly through the roof here on both sides. There's going to be just a devastating blow in the middle. It's going to be a bit land battle-esque here, ready to go. Scrimmers of Zinc. 2 units, still going to be fighting up against the Man-Eaters. The Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw is going to be in the middle, and he's going to be fighting up against all these Screamers. Well, this could be another final transmutation that could take down a lot of units here. It's definitely better on the single entity point of view. I'm actually going to do a video about the final transmutation and actually how I don't think it's that powerful, or at least as powerful as it, maybe people previously thought it was. I actually don't think it's that good. But I still think it's like a strong spell. I just don't think it's as strong as most people give it justification for. But Pink Horror Fire is going to be shooting over the top here. Saber-Tusk packs are going to be rampaging here. We see some more Pink Horrors firing over the top. These bad boys do the fire and magic damage. I believe that will help with negating a lot of the healing here coming from the Slaughtermaster. Domination point is going to get captured here by the forces of Zinc. Point 3 is going to get captured here. That is going to be by a unit of the Spawn of Zinc. So Spawn of Zinc have captured. I wouldn't actually mind seeing them rotate now back to the middle to come help the fight. Damage profiles 5.3 here for Ducky, up against 4,000 for the Dragonborn. And normally, even from behind, I've seen forces of Zinc come back from the darkness quite well sometimes. I've seen them maybe 1,000, 2,000 behind. Sometimes they get a couple of lines of those shots over each other, and they really get back into them quite quickly. So Forsaken of Zinc do charge forward here. Slaughtermaster and the Man-Eater Iron Fists going to be trying to hold as hard as they can. Oh no, Ogre Kingdoms is going to be catching this apparently. Huh, okay. Ogre Kingdoms caught this middle bit. Okay. At the top, Ogre Kingdoms yet again going for the double air cap. Yeah, the spawn are going to be holding, but for how long though is the question. The Chromatic Tome has been used. Power reserves and power recharge rates are going to be helping here for the Winds of Magic. In the middle, the Saber-Tusks are going to be they're going to be rampaging here. They'll be fighting up against these Forsaken. They do have bucketloads of armor piercing, 25 per model, out of 70 weapon strength, which is pretty strong for a 500 gold unit. The Slaughtermaster, the Toothcracker, giving them missile resistance and armor. It's going to be really handy over time. This is really quite smart here from Dragonborn. Very, very good work indeed. But now they're going to get hit with the final transportation. It's a lot of units in a blob. And I do wonder what sort of value we're looking here so far for the Herald. He's going to be up to 1,900 damage value. Damn, look at that stuff. He's coming in big, big. One unit, the Forsaken, could charge the top here and dominate capture point 1. But I think Ducky having the double cap against, he's actually going to cap the middle. So it's really smart not to go for domination point 1. The ticket advantage is going to be pretty even at this moment. So taking the double cap is not going to be too bad. No, it does not. The Ogre Kingdoms are going to be charging back onto it. The Ogre Balls are now in fighting. Those big clubs ready to just wrap themselves around the Pink Horrors. As they're going to fight in combat. 22 on 26. Not going to be great melee stats here up against 28 and 26 with 90 weapon strength. They're just going to flatten these Pink Horrors with their clubs quite nicely. Pink Horrors do fall back. They're going to be shooting here into the middle. We are going to see some D-summons here from the side. I believe that's going to be from the side of the Ogres. And yet we are going to be capturing here with these Zinchian forces. So the spawn of Zinch is going to be 1,000 gold cost here on the right hand side. One unit of blue horrors coming across could allow these to be freed up, but it looks like Ducky doesn't really want to rotate too much as of yet. We do break with the Saber-Tusks, they're going to be right on top of the hill. Negative 22, that will see them off the edge of the map. Now if you do de-summon them, they'll actually get their health a little bit quicker back than if they break off the battlefield. So Forsaken down to 20 models, they break. And in the middle, more Forsaken fighting here up against Slaughtermasters. And yeah, the gold chevron... Where are the boys? Yeah, the gold chevron Ogre Ball Iron Fists. Man, that's scary. That's scary with those melee stats. And here we go! It's the big boys! They're going to be in the Crushers, the Iron Fist, mass armor piercing, as they thump with that mass here into the backside of the armored Forsaken of Zinc. Now these boys, I believe they have incredible mass. 3,700 mass, charging into the backside of the squishy forces of Zinc. Is going to be pretty devastating. Missiles here still coming from the Herald of Zinc. We could shoot here up against the Slaughter Master. He's only got 40 armor. Blue Horrors are going to be doing so. They're actually going to be shooting up against the Lord Choice here as he runs away. That's going to be a lot of blue fire, and he's taking a lot of damage. You've got to be careful there. Also with that fire on board, if we do use the Troll Guts, we will be taking, I believe, half the healing. So we're going to be careful. That's a lot of flipping damage on that Lord Choice. He actually breaks. And we could use the Herald of Metal here to actually get him off the edge of the map. What is this going to be? It's going to be a Vanguard Summon of the Saber Tusks. Noblar Trappers coming to the point. Looks like he's going to reinforce the top side of the map. Ducky does see this and smartly drops away here with the Pink Horrors. He's going to come back to the spawn point here as Zinc for a little bit more support. We're going to get the final transportation for the Ogre Ball Iron Fist. That's going to catch quite a few units. Unfortunately, not catching the Crushers. It's going to be a little bit unfortunate there. But a little bit of damage on the point is almost always worth overcasting final transportation if you can. From the mana point of view, for damage per Winds of Magic, the efficacy certainly favours that element of things. Pink Horror is going to shoot over the top here up against the Crushers. The bad boys here do have 130 armor with the bronze shield. So you can see the Screamers, anti-large, armor piercing, fighting here up against the Crushers, blue, pink, and look at this mass fire. This is how well they can retake these points. 12,200 damage to the Ducky of War up against 8,900 from Dragonborn. He is a young duckling in the making, but he's putting on a performance here so far. Really good stuff here coming out of both sides. Forsaken, 16 models, they should... That's -2, they might return. They might return. It's hard to say. It's really, really hard to say. Yeah, they are going to get a 0. They are going to be very tired. We should see a return, and then hopefully we can despawn them. More Forsaken to get broken in the middle. Forsaken of Zinc, really, really strong here, with supplemented alongside blue and pink horrors, especially with some of the Spawn of Zinc for that armor sundering. Spawn of Zinc, still going to be on domination point 3, not challenging it here. From Dragonborn. He's very dedicated on getting on the middle. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units going to shatter here. And in the middle, we are going to have just some Noblars and Noblars on point 1. Looking pretty bleak here for Dragonborn. Can't lie about that. It's going to be 13,000 damage dealt by Ducky. And being 4,000 damage ahead, with also tickets being even in the mid stage of the game, does really scream GG's well played. But, I've seen bigger victories and bigger turnarounds in my time. And if anybody's capable, a DBD man can do it. A DBD man certainly can do it. So we do see the Man-Eaters. It's going to be the gold variant here, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be the gold variant. I believe it's the gold variant. Yeah, it's going to be the gold variant. It's going to be increased melee attack, melee defense, and leadership. Going to be fighting here up against the Screamers. They can butcher the nice anti-large cavalry. Ducky's going to pull this away really smartly, allow those shields to come back, just get more and more value here. Now, of course, it allows them just to take infinite amount of damage with those shields. Yeah, it's pretty nice indeed. What do we summon here? Saber-Tusk packs backed up by Ogre Balls. We need to get a mass force going here, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. It might even be smarter to force Ducky here to rotate over to this right-hand side. By bringing some forces down here. Now, if we bring some forces in these areas of the battlefield, it's going to force Ducky to have to move some of his pink horror and blue horror line. He's going to be ready, just focusing in the middle, ready to shoot down any forces that income up against him, and he's going to be well and truly locked on the middle point. It's going to be holding at the top here. Noblar Trappers. What have we got here? Man-Eater Ogres. They need to rotate. We could actually get maybe some flank. Oh, look at this. Flamer Zinc on the point as well. The Flamers. Yeah, these boys thump. They thump hard on the whip for sure. We have Spawn of Zinc on the point as well. Yeah, I think this is GG's well played. Ducky has been the absolute mastery of domination today. It's very good. Such an anti-gameplay, anti-expansion mechanic. Dragonborn meme too hard, I feel. I mean, it could be a meme. It could be a meme. Some people just think, this could just be a tactic that he's trying. It might not necessarily be a meme in his mind. He might just be trying stuff. For me, for example, like most people think I'm memeing, but actually most of the time I don't know the meta. So I just play what I feel like, I feel like this would be good. We give it a go. It doesn't work. It is what it is. We move on. That's how it all goes. Noblars, Maneaters, just ready to go. I think the Iron Fists are I think they're a nice idea, but I think the Iron Guts might be something a little bit better. They do come with 90 armor, so I think that's certainly a better way forward. It should be, as then it will be back to the sandbox mode. The dreaded rubber duck prevails. I know! How dare he come forward and slay on my King of the Hill. How dare he. But 13,500 damage dealt up against 9.3. It's very hard to get behind when you're sort of, 25% damage output on the battlefield behind your opponent. Tickets are coming into the advance, and we'll be seeing sort of, what's that? That's going to be about, probably in the region of about 3-4 tickets here. Bonus per second, but you don't have many seconds here left, unfortunately. Point 3 just hasn't been challenged once. And, this is not going to spread or stretch Ducky out very much. He's just now going to be moving his forces up to Domination Point 2 and forcing Dragonborn to have to focus on Domination Point 1. So, yeah, GG's well played. Brilliant game here between these two. A really nice attempt here from Dragonborn. I really do like the, the attempt. Nurgle will do it. If it works, new meta. If it doesn't, just memeing. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a bit of a toxic approach, right? It's just memeing. No, you weren't. You were trying. Just say you were trying. Say it didn't work, and that just is what it is. Metas change all the time. Metas change all the time. There's just one unit that maybe somebody didn't use one time. I don't really see the Iron Fists very much. So the fact they were brought here, that's really cool. I really like that. Something new, something different. Somebody tried something. It's really brave to do, especially on live stream. That's a really, really brave approach. And Ducky is going to come down with probably one of the most powerful lore passives you can get here. This Zinc fire just destroys. It's just so much good free value. It's unbelievable. It's very, very good. I really do like it. Yeah, very good stuff. But yeah, touche to my boy. Touche. Salute him very much. Golf clap indeed. Golf clap indeed for Ducky. Still, even considering the damage difference, look at the tickets. It's going to be 5,000 points to 3,300. Still a pretty damn close game. Pretty close game. It wasn't a complete whitewash. He gave Ducky a run for his money. He even controlled the middle. He had 2 points against 1. Just out-trading a very good Zinc player is really, really tough. 412 there for the Great Slaughtermaster. 614, 1.6k for the Man-Eaters. And then, the Man-Eaters with the Iron Fist getting 240. Yeah, I think because obviously he put a lot of his spells into the Toothcracker, which I can certainly understand, because they have bronze shields, plus then they also have, I think if you just had Iron Guts with, instead of taking out the gold chevrons, it could have been a bit different. But 46 and 220 there. 885 there for the Crushers. We had a Stonehorn, but we didn't use it, that's a bit of a shame. With 350, 680, and 580 with 94. 317 and 630 there for the Ogre Balls. 250, and then we got a 530 there for the Saber Tusks. 102 there for the Noblard Trappers. 1.1 and 1.5 there for the Pink Horrors. 340, a 3k there for the Herald of Zinc. Yeah, very strong stuff. 1,250, 216, 1.5k for the Screamers. They're just extremely powerful. 340, 650, and 850. If you get blue and pink horror set up and ready to go, it's just, I don't think it's much better in the game for cost efficiency. I don't think there's much better. 650 there, 680, 1,820 there for the Forsaken. 411 for the Flamers. They didn't really do too much. 140, 1,313. I think Blue Horrors must be one of the most cost efficient units in the game. They're just incredible. They're just incredible. But yeah, GG's well played. GG's well played. Yeah, fair enough, Spedge. Yeah, fair enough. Well, listen, guys, unfortunately, I have run out of time. I do have to shoot. I'm super late. So, guys, thank you very much for tonight. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please smash that like button. It would really help here on the channel. And, do feel free. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good things. And I'll be seeing you all very, very soon for another live stream. So, see you there. Take care. And have a good rest of the day.